Yo, Atlas speaking, and welcome to part 2 of What If I Was Reincarnated in the world of Pokemon as the greatest tactician. Let the tale begin. Chapter 31. After the fight, he used his last super potion to heal the silver Beedrill and the 2 bronze Beedrill. Of course, he can't completely heal 3 Pokemon with 1 super potion. But he can heal the 3 Beedrill at least so that they do not lose permanent strength or even die. Then he catches the 3 Beedrill with 3 Pokeballs. Alex looked at his items and caught Pokemon. Items: 1x Hyper Potion, 1x Pokeball, 20x Energy Powder, 3x Antidote, points/money, 50 TR points, 100 TRM points, 0 out of 100. Caught Pokemon: 1 Beedrill Silver, 5 Beedrill Bronze, 1 Pidgeotto Bronze, 1 Raticate Bronze. Alex knew that it would be best to go back to the Team Rocket base and exchange his captured Pokemon for TR points or TRM points. He only had 1 Hyper Potion and 1 more Pokeball left. It is far too dangerous to stay in this forest without further healing items. Besides, he can only catch 1 more Pokemon. Alex checked the information from Golbat and Scyther. Pokemon: Golbat. LV 23. Attributes: Poison Flying. Abilities: Inner Focus. Gender: Male. Potential: Silver. Moves: Absorb, Ultrasonic, Astonish, Bite, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Swift, Haze, Innate Talent, Shadow Ball, TM, Protect. Pokemon: Scyther. LV 19. Attributes: Bug Flying. Abilities: Technician. Gender: Male. Potential: Silver. Moves: Leer, Quick Attack, Focus Energy, Double Team, Feint, Fury Cutter, Wing Attack, Innate Talent, Roost. After a day of fighting, Scyther and Golbat leveled up twice. This is a show of how fast you level while fighting in the wild. Of course, there are other reasons too, such as that Alex's Pokemon both have high potential and that both are below the elite rank, 40. Once a Pokemon reaches LV 40, it levels up a lot slower. But that doesn't matter to most Pokemon trainers, because most Pokemon trainers don't manage to train a Pokemon to LV 40. Every trainer who has an elite Pokemon is a powerhouse. Even though they are much weaker than the gym leaders, they are still respected by most people. Alex and his Pokemon started to leave the forest. After only 10 minutes, Golbat discovered another Pokemon that was surrounded by many other Pokemon. Alex wanted to look at the situation and went towards this Pokemon. Then he saw a badly injured Gardevoir with a damaged Pokemon egg surrounded by a group of Pinsir. Probably these Pinsir attacked this Gardevoir while it was laying this Pokemon egg. Alex saw the information from Gardevoir and was shocked. Pokemon: Gardevoir. LV 39. Attributes: Psychic Fairy. Abilities: Telepathy. Gender: Female. Potential: Silver. Move: Charm, Confusion, Dazzling Gleam, Disarming Voice, Double Team, Growl, Healing Wish, Psychic, Hypnosis, Draining Kiss, Teleport, Psybeam, Life Dew, Wish, Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, Innate Talent, Disable. The info from this 8 Pinsir is much weaker. The 8 Pinsir are between 16 LV 22 LV. Besides, only 1 Pinsir is bronze. Alex thought in a normal fight these 8 Pinsir have no chance against this Gardevoir. But because this Gardevoir was in a very weak condition, they could overthrow and injure the Gardevoir. When Alex just wanted to help the Gardevoir, he felt an abnormal hatred from the Gardevoir to the Pinsir. Gardevoir overloads her body and uses a huge psychic move to kill the 8 Pinsir. The 8 Pinsir were immediately defeated. Some unfortunate Pinsir has been torn to pieces by the force of this move. Alex saw the power of this attack and knew if he and his Pokemon were hit by such an attack, he and his Pokemon would die instantly. But he was now not afraid because this Gardevoir completely overloaded his body. Then Gardevoir used all of her life energy to use a strong healing wish on her Pokemon egg. Alex actually wanted to save this Gardevoir with a hyper potion, but he realized that this Gardevoir would rather sacrifice his life for his child. When he saw Gardevoir immediately ready to sacrifice her life for the chance to save her child, Alex became very sad. He thought of his mother, whom he will never see again. Gardevoir fell lifeless to the ground when the Pokemon egg began to heal. Alex watched a good mother fall lifeless to the ground and was sad and confused. He couldn't do anything but watch. This Gardevoir didn't want to survive if their child couldn't survive. He is sure that this Gardevoir with their psychic skills has discovered him and his Pokemon. But it still used all of its life energy to heal its child. He looks at Gardevoir's Pokemon egg and thought, "Don't worry, Gardevoir, I'll make your child happy and strong." Gardevoir was not a Kanto Pokemon but lived in Kanto anyway. There are several reasons for this. In Kanto, there is not only Kanto Pokemon. Although Pokemon from other regions are rarer, you can often meet them if you know where to look. It's not uncommon to find a Pokemon from another region. But Pokemon Psychic, Fairy, Ghost, and Dragon Pokemon are the most rarely found. Especially dragons are very difficult to find. Alex is very lucky to find a Psychic Pokemon. Especially if it doesn't live in Kanto. Usually, even if such a Pokemon lives here, it will not be found by ordinary trainers because Gardevoir has a strong perception and with the move, Teleport is difficult to find. He is sure that Gardevoir indirectly entrusted her child to him. Alex doesn't think that such a strong psychic Pokemon couldn't spot him. Gardevoir is a Pokemon that can sense emotion. It must have felt Alex and his Pokemon emotion and thought that Alex would be a good trainer for her child. If Gardevoir thought Alex was dangerous to her child, she can simply use Teleport to protect her child from Alex. Alex had Scyther and Golbat dig a grave for Gardevoir. Then he placed Gardevoir in the grave. He found a nice big stone and had Scyther carved out the following words. "A good mother rests here." He doesn't know why he's doing it himself, but it feels right. He could make Golbat drink the Gardevoir blood to make him a little stronger, but he completely refuses to do such a thing. It feels very wrong to use the mother of your future Pokemon as food. As soon as he has accepted the child from Gardevoir as his Pokemon, this Pokemon is a family member for Alex. Alex is alone in this world. That's why he treats his Pokemon who fight for him with their lives as his family. He trusts people much less than his Pokemon. He even trusts Maria much less than Golbat. Alex takes the Pokemon egg and looks thoughtfully in the direction of the grave. Chapter 32. The strongest organization in the Pokemon world today is with no doubt the Pokemon Alliance, a huge monster that has spanned across several continents. Today, the order of the Pokemon world is written and maintained by the Pokemon Alliance. The Pokemon Alliance in today's Pokemon world is actually a huge collection formed by the union of many small organizations and many strong trainers. The purpose of this force was to end the long-term war in the Pokemon world and to maintain peace. Not a simple task. As for the time when the Pokemon Alliance was really founded and who the true founder is, these questions are no longer important. But one thing is clear. With the emergence and growth of the Pokemon Alliance, the wars in the Pokemon world have gradually disappeared. The chaotic era of the Pokemon world that was divided by various regions and the various organization has begun to end. The Pokemon world has finally ushered a peaceful world. A peaceful era of rapid development. At present, the Pokemon Alliance has included Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, and even the remote Alola in its sphere of influence. In the face of the powerful force of the Pokemon Alliance, the domestic forces in these areas had to bow their heads to the Pokemon Alliance, and in order to survive, they had to merge into the Pokemon Alliance as vassals. However, the Pokemon Alliance is a huge organization after all, and its control over various regions is quite limited. At present, the two regions with the strongest strength control are undoubtedly Kanto and Johto. As for other regions, the strong control of the Pokemon Alliance appears to be somewhat weak. Of course, These so-called weaknesses do not mean that the Pokemon Alliance has lost control of these regions. It is just that the degree of compromise in the face of local forces is relatively large. The region still has strong local characteristics. Pokemon World ushered in the long-lost peacetime, and now Pokemon World has also entered the era of Pokemon Alliance rule. In any period, in order to strengthen their rule, the Pokemon Alliance made rules that are beneficial to themselves. A powerful force can ignore the Pokemon Alliance authority and question its authority. What is the most powerful force in the Pokemon world? There is no doubt that it is naturally Pokemon and Trainer. How to manage this power well is the most important question for the Pokemon Alliance. In the end, the Pokemon Alliance made a very wise decision. The Pokemon Alliance allows the normal population to become trainers. Furthermore, if a trainer is strong enough, he can get important positions in the Pokemon Alliance. This decision stabilizes the rule of the Pokemon Alliance. The Pokemon Alliance has a large number of members. Generally speaking, the members of the Pokemon Alliance are generally divided into three types: unofficial members, official members, and elite members. Unofficial members refer to those trainers who are not registered in the Pokemon Alliance but still owns Pokemon. It is not allowed, but there are no severe penalties. A gray zone. The reason why the Pokemon Alliance tolerates these unofficial trainers is to give non-background trainers a chance to become a strong trainer. As soon as an unofficial trainer shows talent, the organization can still turn him into an official member. Alliance members are truly members of the Pokemon Alliance and enjoying various rich benefits provided by the Pokemon Alliance. For example, discounted treatment at the Pokemon Center is one of the benefits. Generally speaking, the Alliance members are all elites selected from unofficial members. These elites have made good contributions to the Pokemon Alliance before becoming Alliance members, and their strength is also top-notch among the unofficial members. Loyalty and strength allow them to stand out from the majority of unofficial members. In addition, a rule states that if one of a child's parents is an official member of the Alliance, the child is also regarded as direct members of the Alliance. These kids have the opportunity to get a starter Pokemon from the Alliance as soon as they start their trainer career. Of course, only the children of real elites get strong starters Pokemon. Of course, you don't have to be a trainer to become an Alliance member. As soon as you take an office job from the Alliance, you and your family will immediately become an Alliance member officially. There are many ways to become an Alliance member, so that 80% of the population are Alliance members. But to get a job at the Alliance you usually need luck, money, or a connection. Most people in the lower class do not have such advantages. Especially children without a family have few options for advancement. Becoming a strong trainer is the best option for unofficial Alliance members. How many unofficial Alliance members become strong trainers? Less than 3%. To become a strong trainer you need money, a lot of money, and most of the unofficial Alliance members are very poor. There are many different ranks in the Alliance. An Alliance member does not necessarily have the same advantages as another Alliance member. For example, an elite Alliance member naturally has many more advantages than a normal Alliance member. Alex is an unofficial Alliance member and doesn't get any help if he wants to become a trainer. In addition, Alex, who is an unofficial Alliance member, is despised by the general population. Normal people see unofficial Alliance members as people who live in the lower class and who often commit criminal acts. Even the police regard the unofficial Alliance members as second-class people. Alex enters Pewter City and ignores the scornful looks from the residents. Unofficial Alliance trainers are not very popular with the population. One can easily distinguish the unofficial Alliance trainer from the official Alliance trainer. An official Alliance trainer gets an Alliance trainer suit, which is made of excellent materials, and gets a Pokédex that is often visible on the Pokemon belt. Alex entered a dirty shop and looked around. The store was in his TRH device as the entrance to the Team Rocket base marked. He went to the old lady and showed his TRH device to the old lady. His TRH device had its profile open to make inspection easier for the old lady. The old lady looked at Alex's profile and silently opened a back door in the room. Alex gave an energy powder to the old lady and went into the darkroom. Alex waits a few minutes until suddenly a light shines. A man with an LV-20 bronze cadabra suddenly appeared in front of Alex. Large Team Rocket bases can only be entered and exited with the help of Psychic-type Pokemon. Alex gave this man an energy powder and waited quietly. The man just said softly Kadabra use teleport. Alex quickly disappeared into a light beam and the room went dark again. Chapter 33. Team Rocket Underground Base in Pewter City. Alex looked around his room and thought about his next action. Okay, first of all, I'll sell the captured Pokemon for TR points. Then I'll think about what I can do with the money. After 10 minutes, Alex enters the Team Rocket Mission Center. He went to a worker in charge of captured Pokemon and said, I have caught a lot of Pokemon with good potential. I would like to dip them in here for TR points. The worker, who is a Team Rocket lackey, says if there are more than 10 Pokemon with B talent or 1 Pokemon with A talent, you have to negotiate with my boss. Alex said coldly, I meet this requirement. Get your boss. Team Rocket lackey was shocked that a Team Rocket member could catch so many valuable Pokemon. Mostly only Team Rocket Elite members catch so many valuable Pokemon after a trip. It is difficult to find the talent of a Pokemon in the wild, so the Pokemon hunter often only catches many Pokemon with high potential with luck. Of course, you can also catch a lot of Pokemon and then have them rated by the potential machine, but such a method has a big disadvantage. The costs for the potential machine. This machine consumes a lot of resources per ruse, so the trainers who want to use this machine have to pay 500 TR points to cover the costs. There is also a 10% error rate. If this happens, the potential cannot be measured. So it is not worth catching many Pokemon. A Pokemon hunter needs to assess whether the Pokemon may have a good potential or is just garbage. Of course, there is another method used by strong Pokemon hunters. Pokemon with a normal potential cannot get higher than LV-39. That means as long as you catch a Pokemon higher than LV-40, it is automatically at least AB talent. Of course, only a few Pokemon trainers can use such a method. You have to be a strong trainer for this method. Normal Pokemon max LV is 39. Bronze Pokemon max LV is 49. Silver Pokemon max LV is 60. Gold Pokemon max LV is 75. A man with a dangerous aura comes together with Team Rocket lackey in front of Alex. The man said coldly, oh, did you catch 10 B talent Pokemon? You know, if you lie with the talent of a Pokemon, you will be executed. The man didn't think Alex could catch an A talent Pokemon. The mostly A talented Pokemon are elite Pokemon and are hard to find. Catching a talented Pokemon with the strength of a non-elite trainer is very rare. You have to meet a talent Pokemon that is young and realize that it is a talent Pokemon. Alex said calmly, I met the requirement. The man said, okay, follow me. Alex and the man walked into the empty room with a table and 4 chairs. The man sat down and said, okay, tell me what kind of goods you have. Alex said calmly, I have 7 B talent Pokemon that are between LV 15 to 22. 5 Beedrill, 1 Pidgeotto, 1 Raticate. I also have A talent Beedrill that is LV 23. The one was surprised. A talent, really? How can a Team Rocket member catch such a Pokemon? Almost all Team Rocket members would lose against an LV 23 A talent Pokemon. How did you catch it? Alex said, I defeated it and its little swarm in battle. My Golbat has many advantages over a Pokemon with the poison and bug type like Beedrill. The man said seriously, okay, I can offer you 13,000 TR points for your 7 B talent Pokemon. Beedrill only sells for 2,000 TR points and I still have to find a buyer. 13,000 TR points is a very fair price. I will also give you 40,000 TR points for your A talent Beedrill. Unfortunately, it's only a Beedrill, otherwise, I could offer you more. Alex and the man negotiated for 15 minutes. In the end, Alex gets 70,000 TR points for his 8 Pokemon. He told the man that the Beedrill has the move Hyper Beam as its innate talent move. This enabled him to increase the price. The man said seriously, my name is Brand. If you catch another Pokemon like that, let me know. I love doing business with talented trainers. Alex said seriously. Yes, Brand, was a pleasure to do business with you. I'll come back to you when I find a Pokemon like this. After the deal is over, Alex leaves the Team Rocket Mission Center. Although 70,000 TR points is a lot of money, it is not that much the Team Rocket members would risk their lives to steal it. As soon as you are caught killing a Team Rocket member, you will be considered a representative. What does Team Rocket do with traitors? If you are lucky, you die quickly. It doesn't make sense for Brand to risk his life for a little money. But if Alex had 10 times as much, this risk might be worth it for Brand. A beggar with a gold watch is a crime. Alex walks into his room and does what he should do with 70,050 TR points. He looked at Golbat's info. Pokemon, Golbat. LV, 23. Attributes, Poison Flying. Abilities, Inner Focus. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Absorb, Ultrasonic, Astonish, Bite, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Swift, Haze, Innate Talent, Shadow Ball, TM, Protect. Alex thought, Golbat needs better Poison-type moves. It also needs better physical moves besides Wing Attack and Bite. Toxic and Sludge Bomb would be good Poison-type moves for Golbat. These two moves are the very good Poison-type moves. Physical moves, Facade, Fly and Giga Impact are good options. The problem is that these moves cost too much, especially Giga Impact and Fly with 50,000 TR points. Taunt 5,000 TR points. Toxic 5,000 TR points. Sludge Bomb 10,000 TR points. Facade 7,500 TR points. Giga Impact 50,000 TR points. Fly 50,000 TR points. Chapter 34. Alex thought Toxic, Sludge Bomb, and Facade are important moves that Golbat has to learn. Giga Impact would be good too, but it's a lot too expensive. It's stupid to spend almost all of my money on Fly or Giga Impact. I can do better with this money, like buying blood and good bug-type food. I also have to buy a Pokemon Egg Incubate for Ralts. Pokemon eggs will be the same Pokemon as their mother. Because Gardevoir is the mother of the Pokemon egg, the child automatically becomes a Ralts. After slow consider, Alex bought Protect 1,000 TR points. Toxic 5,000 TR points. Taunt 5,000 TR points. Sludge Bomb 10,000 TR points. Facade 7,500 TR points. Pokemon Egg Incubate 1,000 TR points. 30 Excellent Bug-type Food 9,000 TR points. 30 Tauros Blood 9,600 TR points. 15 Moo Milk 750 TR points. 20 Super Potion 4,000 TR points. 20 Energy Root 10,000 TR points. Alex had to pay 62,850 TR points for all these items and only had 7,200 TR points left. But for him, increasing his strength faster is more important than his wealth. He does not want to conserve the training items, so he bought the expensive energy root to make his training more effective for 10 days. The 15 Moo Milk was for Ralts as soon as it was born. A Pokemon that has just been born usually cannot fight for 10 to 15 days and must be treated like a baby. For the nutrition of Golbat and Scyther, Alex bought high-quality food to make the body of Golbat and Scyther stronger. The 20 Super Potion is for when Golbat and Scyther make spare matches and get injured. After 30 minutes, Alex hears a knock on his door. He opens the door and sees a team of Rocket Lackey holding a package in his hand. Alex said the package and closed the door. The first thing I took was the Pokemon Egg Incubate and put in the Pokemon Egg. Alex doesn't know when Ralts will hatch, but with the Pokemon Egg Incubate it is easier for a Pokemon to hatch. Also, the Incubate ensures that the egg is healthier. Alex calls Golbat and Scyther from their Pokeballs and said to them, Golbat, Scyther, I bought better food and better training items for the two of you. You will improve your moves here for at least 10 days. Besides, Ralts will probably be born soon, so that we will soon be one welcome new member. Golbat looks at Alex and said in sign language, "Don't worry, I'll instruct our newcomer. As your strongest Pokemon, this is one of my obligations." Scyther looked at Golbat disapproved and said, "Bat, why are you so proud that you have a short lead? After 10 days, I'll beat you with 2 moves." Golbat said in sign language, "2 moves? Don't joke, none of your moves can do me so much harm. But my wing attack can probably defeat you with 2 good hits. It looks like I'm not only stronger, I'm also smarter than you." Haha. Scyther was completely pissed off and was about to attack Golbat. Alex saw this and quickly said, "Stop, Scyther. Don't let Golbat provoke you. You can fight Golbat, but not without my permission." Scyther looked at Alex with a flash of hope. Alex saw this and said with a smile, Okay. I will officially announce the Alex Pokemon Tournament. After 10 days, all of Alex's Pokemon will compete against each other and determine who is Alex's strongest Pokemon. The winner receives a secret prize from the organizer. Scyther said excitedly, "Did you hear that, you arrogant bat? After 10 days, I will completely destroy you." Golbat said seriously, "Haha, good joke. Did you forget how our last fight ended? Be glad that you still have 10 days before I send you, overgrown insect, to the ground." Alex saw both of them have the same expression on their faces and had to laugh out loud. After this exchange, Alex used the TMS Toxic, Taunt, Sludge Bomb, and Facade at Golbat. Alex thought, which move should I train? Golbat Shadow Ball is almost on the expert rank, so I should definitely train Shadow Ball until he is on the expert rank. After Shadow Ball has reached the expert rank, it will be a lot difficult to train this move to the master rank. This time can be enough to train more moves to the expert rank. Which moves would help Golbat fighting style the most? Protect, Taunt, Toxic, Sludge Bomb, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, and Facade are likely the best move the Golbat currently has. Ultrasonic is also strong against many opponents, but the damage this attack inflicts is very weak. Although it may be very strong on the master rank because it can be combined with other attacks. But which attack would not be strong on the master rank? For Alex, Golbat is a Pokemon that should fight like an assassin. Fast, agile, and deadly. In addition, Golbat should also have good ranged combat moves to defeat his opponent with a hit-and-run tactic. Alex thinks the Facade and Protect are not moves that need to be trained to become an expert rank for now. These moves will probably rarely play a major role in combat. Protect, even at the expert rank, cannot be used more than once every 5 minutes. Facade is a move that is very strong situationally. But this move is a two-edged sword. Golbat has to be poisoned, paralyzed, or burned for Facade to be useful, and that is very dangerous for a Pokemon. This is the real world and not a video game where the Pokemon only takes a little damage per round. In this world, for example, if a Pokemon is poisoned for a long time, it can quickly happen that the Pokemon becomes sick and even takes permanent damage. Alex also thinks Wing Attack is a move where Golbat shouldn't waste his training time. This move becomes immediately useless when Golbat learns the Fly move. Plus, even later, Crobat Brave Bird can learn, which is twice as strong as Wing Attack. He doesn't want the Golbat to waste his training time with a move that quickly becomes useless. After thinking slowly, Alex decided that these moves are the most important training goals. Sludge Bomb, Toxic, Confuse Ray, Taunt, and Shadow Ball are the moves where Alex thinks they are most important to Golbat to get stronger quickly. Fly and Giga Impact are Alex's next buying goals. Although it's a shame that none of these attacks do physical damage, it's not that bad. Golbat has a better attack than SPATK, but the SPATK is not that much worse than the attack. Attack 90. SPATK 70. Alex prefers to wait for Fly and Giga Impact than to let Golbat train a weak physical move. Chapter 35. Scyther looked at Alex and said in sign language, "Why is only this bat getting TMs? What about me?" Alex looked at Scyther and said, "Scyther, I couldn't find a good and cheap move for you. That's why I only bought Protect. Don't worry, next time I make money I'll buy for you several TMs." Alex looked at all the TMs Scyther can learn, but most of the moves deal between 70 to 80 damage: headbutt, facade, brick break, U-turn, X-scissor. To let a Scyther with Technician ability train with such moves is a waste. Although facade, brick break, and U-turn are useful moves for Scyther, they are way too expensive. Brick break and U-turn in particular cost 25,000 TR points each. There were many other useful moves for Scyther, but most of the moves were not worth the price for Alex. Alex thought, I need money, a lot more money. Scyther and Golbit still need a lot of important TMs. Scyther in particular should be able to do the moves like Giga Impact, Brick Break, Facade, and U-turn. Fortunately, Scyther doesn't necessarily need those TMs. As soon as Scyther has trained the moves Agility, Roost, Fury Cutter, and Swords Dance on the Master rank, he will be a monster. If you have trained a move on the Master rank, you can use another move at the same time as long as the other move is also on the Master rank. That means as long as Scyther has reached the Master rank with these 4 moves, he can use all 4 moves at the same time. So Scyther gets faster, stronger, and his attacks will deal more damage the longer the fight lasts. He is also permanently being healed at the same time. Of course, using 4 moves at the same time for a long time is impossible. But with enough training, it can last for several minutes. And these several minutes are enough for Alex. Which Pokemon could endure such a ridiculously strong Scyther for several minutes? Alex thought, good. Scyther's futures plan is roughly finished. The problem is that a move is not so easily trained to the Master rank. The plan will not be feasible for several years. It seems to make sense that first I train Scyther's moves Roost and Fury Cutter to become an expert rank. Alex and his Pokemon had breakfast together. They exchanged different opinions about exercise and how their food tastes. Golbit and Scyther were very pleased with their high-quality food. Everyone had a good time together. Of course, Golbit and Scyther would never admit that. After 20 minutes, everyone has finished eating. After breakfast, Alex and his Pokemon headed for the public training grounds. Alex took the Pokemon egg with him in the incubator. He can't just leave the Pokemon egg alone in his room. Pokemon babies are like human babies for the first few days. They can't do anything by themselves without any help. Public Training Grounds is a place where every Team Rocket staff has free access. It is 4 times the size of a football field and always has people training here. You can also rent a private room, but that costs TR points per hour. Normal Team Rocket members, not to mention even some of the Team Rocket Elite members, cannot afford this luxury. Alex rented a private room for 10 TR points per hour. This room had various training items that are useful for training the flying-type Pokemon. This room also had an enormous fan on one wall. You can also change the fan speed. There were a total of 10 levels you could select to control the wind strength. Alex said seriously, Golbit, Scyther, I'll turn the wind machine on and set it to level 3. You two try to stay in the air as long as possible. He takes the stopwatch out of his TRH device and begins the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go! Alex activates the wind machine and starts his stopwatch. Although the strong wind made normal flying difficult, Golbit and Scyther managed to fly against the wind anyway. Level 3 is relatively easy for Golbit and Scyther. Alex wasn't lazy when he was training Golbit and Scyther. He also trained himself. He ran, lifted weights and shadowboxed in the room. Alex had trained in boxing for 3 years in his previous life. Although Alex was not very strong, he was much stronger than a normal person in unarmed combat. His goal is not to become as strong as the Elite Four Bruno, but to be able to win against other people in an emergency. Or at least not to lose against them and put his Pokemon in a difficult situation. After 30 minutes and 22 seconds, Scyther couldn't continue and fell to the floor. Scyther wanted to get up immediately and continue, but Alex wouldn't let him. He should rest first. Scyther was ashamed that he was worse in this training than Golbit and wanted to continue. Alex explains that it is normal that he got tired first. He was 4 LV lower than Golbit and his HP stat is slightly worse than Golbit. After about 5 minutes, Golbit also fell on the floor. Golbat managed to stay in the air for 34 minutes 55 seconds. Alex gave both Pokemon an energy powder and let them rest for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of break, he activated the wind machine again and let his Pokemon repeat the exercise. With the help of energy powder and some rest, Golbat and Scyther are re-energized to train again. After 30 minutes and 41 seconds, Scyther fell back to the ground. He could fly 19 seconds longer this time. Alex was very happy to see such a big increase. Although 19 seconds doesn't sound like much, it is a big increase. You have to keep in mind that Scyther only trained for an hour. This shows that Pokemon can get stronger quickly with the right training and expensive items. Chapter 36. After about 2 more hours of the same training, the results were impressive. After training, Scyther was able to stay in the air for 31 minutes and 44 seconds. An increase of total 82 seconds. Golbat was able to stay in the air for 36 minutes and 5 seconds after the training. A total of 70 seconds increase. Scyther realized that he was getting strong faster than Golbat and said arrogantly, "Bat, did you see that? I have a lot more talent than you. After 10 days, I will be able to defeat you easily." Golbat was angry and said, "Shut up, you overgrown bug. You only have 12 seconds more. Why are you so proud? That just means that you have better endurance talent, nothing more." Scyther was very happy that he had more talent than Golbat and continued to speak with an arrogant tone. "You think I only have more talent than you in perseverance? Haha, I have more talent than you in everything." Golbat said, "More talent in everything? Haha, a good joke, you bug. I'll show you in the next training exercise which of us has more talent. You were just lucky that we started with endurance training." Alex didn't understand what Golbat and Scyther were saying, but he thought that it wasn't important. A little rivalry can't hurt, as long as it doesn't cross the line. He looked at his Pokemon and said, "Okay, the next exercise is called survival training. Golbat will use Shadow Ball and try to hit Scyther with it. Scyther will try to hold out as long as possible. He can use the moves Quick Attack, Double Team, Roost and Protect to last longer. Understood? Good. 3, 2, 1, go!" Golbat was happy that he could show this arrogant bug who is the real boss. Scyther didn't want to just dodge Golbat's attacks. He wanted to attack too. But Scyther knows that his trainer only makes such a training plan for his good. Scyther used Quick Attack and Double Team to dodge Shadow Ball. When he was hit the first time, he used Roost to recover, but was hit right again by Shadow Ball. As long as the move Roost is not on the expert rank, Scyther can only use it when he is not moving. That makes the move Roost very useless in combat. But he still used it a few more times so he can train Roost. Although it is very ineffective in the combat right now, if he keeps on training it, it will become his greatest strength in the fight. In the exercise, Scyther used the move Protect to block a Shadow Ball when he couldn't avoid it. Scyther can probably use Protect only one time in this training session. That's why he used Protect when he thought a Shadow Ball would hit his head. After 10 hits, Alex saw that Scyther was greatly injured and ended the exercise. Scyther withstood the attacks of Golbat for 5.22 minutes. Although 5.22 minutes doesn't sound long, you have to keep in mind that Scyther only dodged and didn't use any move to attack. In a real fight, you won't be just dodging without attacking. Alex looked at Scyther's info and noticed that Scyther's level has risen. Pokemon, Scyther. LV, 20. Type, Bug/Flying. Abilities, Technician. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Leer, Quick Attack, Focus Energy, Double Team, Feint, Fury Cutter, Wing Attack, Agility, Roost, Innate Talent, Protect, TM. Scyther can finally use the move Agility. Alex knows how ridiculously strong Agility is. In this world, Agility is a ridiculously good move. What is the power of speed? If your opponent cannot even hit you, then he can't deal any damage and also can't win. Pokemon's moves mastery can be divided into 3 levels: beginner, expert, and master. Beginner, performs the move normally. Expert, stronger, faster, and more flexible than beginners. After reaching expert rank, Pokemon can also move while using the move. Master, stronger, faster, and more flexible than expert. The Pokemon can use another move while using that move. He can also modify the move as he likes. The problem of this move is that it truly becomes useful only when it is brought to the expert rank. In a fight, you will be quickly defeated by your opponent if you are using agility while standing. Although if you use it in moments like when your opponent is dealt with a strong move and may take a bit time before he comes to attack. But you can't bet on these chances every time, and if it is not possible against a group of Pokemon. Even at the expert rank, agility isn't very good. Think about it, you can't use any other moves and you have to avoid the opponent's move. How high is your evasive chance without using a move against a Pokemon with the same LV? Only on the Master rank does this move unlocks its true potential. How strong would a Pokemon be that gets faster and faster in battle without a disadvantage? Monstrously strong. Of course, the number of trainers who have such a Pokemon is very small. First, you need at least one Pokemon with silver potential. Then this Pokemon must also be able to learn this move. Besides, the trainer must know that this move has so much potential and must train his Pokemon with the correct training method. After 10 minutes, Alex stopped thinking about this move and said okay. In the next exercise, Scyther is the attacker and Golbat has to defend. Scyther will use Fury Cutter to attack. Golbat can use Confuse Ray and protect. Scyther had healed himself with Roost in those 10 minutes and was ready to fight again. Scyther was very happy to be allowed to attack this bat. He headed for Golbat at once and attacked him with Fury Cutter. Golbat tried to fly away, but he quickly realized that Scyther is faster than him. He could only try to dodge in close combat. It was really difficult. Scyther's melee talent is much better than Golbat's. Golbat focuses on both melee and ranged attacks, while Scyther is a pure melee attack Pokemon. Golbat was hit very often and the attacks grew stronger. He used Confuse Ray to confuse Scyther. Scyther was confused and saw that everything in his vision looked like it had a twin. He saw two different Golbats and attacked a random one. Golbat saw Scyther hit in the air and had to laugh. Scyther heard the laugh and knew he had picked the wrong target. He flew furiously towards Golbat. After 3.56 minutes, Alex saw Golbat got hit by a critical attack and suffered a serious injury. Alex said seriously okay, that's enough Scyther. Take both a 10-minute break. He took a super potion and 2 energy powder out of his TRH device. Then he healed Golbat with the super potion. He also gave both Pokemon an energy powder. Even though Golbat only gets 1/4 of the damage from bug-type moves, he can't take too many Fury Cutters. There are several reasons for this. 1. Fury Cutter gets stronger after every successful attack. Sometimes Golbat is hit several times in a row. That deals a very serious damage. 2. Tactician always reinforces the first attack from a combo. 50% increase in damage is not to be underestimated. 3. Damage due to stab are even more ridiculous. Chapter 37. After an hour of the same exercise, both Pokemon have improved. Both Pokemon have become better at attacking and defending. But that cost Alex a lot of items. In this exercise, the Pokemon consumed 2 energy powder and 4 super potion. Fortunately, he didn't have to use super potion for Scyther. Alex could of course go to Team Rocket Pokemon Center, but that has major disadvantages. It consumes too much time. Many Team Rocket members come to the TR Pokemon Center every day, thus you have to wait a long time to be able to treat your Pokemon. If Alex has to wait 1 hour to heal his Pokemon once, then he would waste a lot of training time. He thinks that time is more important than spending a little more money. Alex said seriously okay. Now we're going to train moves. Golbat, you will train the moves Sludge Bomb, Toxic, Confuse Ray and Shadow Ball. And Scyther, you will train the moves Fury Cutter, Agility and Roost. Try to train all moves for an equal duration. I will give you 3 hours. Taunt was also a move that Alex wanted to train, but 4 moves are enough for now. Alex estimated that Golbat would have to train these 4 moves for about 2 months to get it to the expert rank. A Pokemon with normal potential usually needs 4 months of training to get a move on the expert rank. A Bronze Pokemon takes 1.5 to 2 months. A Silver Pokemon takes less than a month. A Gold Pokemon takes less than 20 days. Why does Alex think that he only needs 2 months of training time for the 4 moves? There are 2 reasons for this. 1. Golbat's Shadow Ball will probably reach expert rank very soon. So after that, Golbat will have to train only 3 moves. 2. Alex buys a lot of expensive food and good recovery items like energy powder. Most trainers cannot afford such expensive items. Both Pokemon started practicing. Alex looked at how they trained and also started doing his training too. Golbat practiced Shadow Ball at the beginning. After 40 minutes, Alex noticed that Golbat's Shadow Ball suddenly became much bigger, stronger, and faster. In comparison, before this exercise, Golbat needed 1.2 seconds before he can create a Shadow Ball. Now suddenly, he can do that in 0.8 seconds. Not only the speed has changed, but the size and strength have also been greatly improved. Alex knew that Golbat had achieved expert rank on Shadow Ball. Only that can explain why Golbat's Shadow Ball suddenly got so much stronger. But Alex wanted to test it. Alex said, "Golbat, try using Shadow Ball while you're moving." Golbat was confused but tried what Alex had said. After a bit of trouble, Golbat was able to move normally during the move. Golbat was very happy that he had improved his moves so much. He went to Scyther to show off. Alex ignored Golbat's show-off and considered the best way to utilize this advantage. He immediately thought of his hit-and-run tactics. Now Golbat is even more difficult to be pursued by other Pokemon. Not to mention, Golbat can now dodge while attacking. That's a big advantage. But against Pokemon that are the same LV as Golbat, it is difficult to evade moves. Still, even though Golbat cannot avoid many attacks, the chance of evasion is better than before. Alex stopped thinking and said out loud, "Golbat, stop annoying Scyther and continue with the exercise. Also, don't train the move Shadow Ball for now." After a move reaches the expert rank, the move can only be improved very, very slowly. Almost all elite trainers, 40 LV, have only one Pokemon that has a move on the Master rank. This shows how difficult it is to get a move on the Master rank. It can take elite trainer years to get an attack to Master rank. Of course, normal elite trainers only have Pokemon with Bronze potential. Bronze potential and Silver potential are very far apart. Bronze Pokemon don't have innate talent moves that are faster to train. Also, Bronze Pokemon are much slower on learning other moves too. That's why Silver Pokemon are so valuable. Even an average trainer could become an elite trainer with a Silver Pokemon. After 3 hours of training, both Pokemon were completely spent. Alex gave both of them an energy powder and finished training for today. After a hard day of training, Alex and his Pokemon went to Alex's room and ate together. After eating, everyone rested a little bit. It was already late evening and Alex and his Pokemon went to sleep. Alex lay down in his bed and fell asleep. Suddenly in the middle of the night, Alex heard a loud noise. Alex woke up and immediately got his 2 Pokemon out of their Pokeballs. He keeps his Pokeballs close to his body even while sleeping just in case of an emergency. As soon as Alex looked around in the room, he saw that the Pokemon egg had broken. And he saw a little Ralts next to the egg. It was only half the size of a normal Ralt and couldn't stand up straight. It moved like a baby. Ralts looked around for a moment and started crying. Alex quickly went to Ralts and picked her up like a baby. He said in a friendly voice, "Ralts, don't cry. I'll take care of you from now on." Ralts looked at Alex and kept crying. Alex thought, "Wow. I suck at parenting. What do I do now? Ah, right. It must be hungry and crying about it." He took a large bottle of Moo Moo milk from his TRH device and fed it to Ralts like a baby. Ralts suddenly became very happy and emptied a third of the bottle. This moo milk bottle is enough for 3 meals in a day. After Ralts was full, it immediately fell asleep in Alex's arms. Alex just stood in the middle of him and thought, how cute. Scyther and Galbit saw everything that had happened and thought, why isn't he half as nice to us as this Ralts? Though I have to admit that she's a little cute. Chapter 38. Alex looked at the info of the sleeping Ralts. Pokemon, Ralts. LV, 1. Type, Psychic/Fairy. Abilities, Telepathy. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Move, Growl, Unusable, Innate Talent, Disable, Unusable. Alex goes to bed with Ralts. Galbit and Scyther watched Alex go to sleep without a word, and they also went into Pokeball to sleep. Early in the morning, Alex heard a loud screeching. He woke up and saw Ralts crying loudly. He took yesterday's moo milk and fed it to Ralts. Alex thought, is this how my parents felt when I was a baby? I'm glad that Pokemon don't have to go to the bathroom. I feel so happy that I feel like I am a Ludicolo. Somehow a Pokemon can convert all of the food into energy. But why would I care about how do they do that? I am not a scientist. Ralts is very cute when she's quiet. Feels a bit like I'm her father. Ralts quietly drank the moo milk and looked curiously at Alex. A Ralts has the power to sense the emotions of other people and Pokemon with the help of horns on its head. Ralts felt a warm feeling from Alex and was very happy. She stopped drinking and yelled, Ralts, Ralts. Alex had no idea what Ralts was saying. Ralts did not use facial expressions or gestures so that Alex can roughly understand Ralts' words. He called Galbit and Scyther out of their Pokeballs and asked what Ralts was saying. Galbit laughed and said with sign language, she is saying, Father, Father. Alex was shocked and thought, Father? Did I just become a father? Although it is weird to be a father of a Pokemon, it is not that weird, to be honest. Besides, I treat Galbit and Scyther like my family, so it's still within the framework. But being a father to a Pokemon is still a little crazy. Whatever. I don't care what other people think. If it makes Ralts happy, why not? Alex hugged Ralts and said, Welcome to the family, Ralts. My name is Alex and that's Galbit and Scyther. Galbit said, Hello, Ralts. I'm Galbit, Alex's strongest Pokemon. If you need any help you can always ask me. Especially when it comes to the insect. Scyther heard Galbit said and told Ralts seriously, Ralts, ignore this arrogant bat. He has some serious problems. Anyway, welcome to our team. Galbit said screaming, Number 2. Be quiet when Number 1 is talking. Scyther also said, screaming, Number 2? Shut up you fool. You are only a little ahead of me in levels. Why are you so proud of it? Alex saw Ralts go from happy to sad and spoke loudly, Shut up both of you. You two idiots are making Ralts sad. Ralts had that expression on her face. Galbit and Scyther looked at Ralts' expressions and stopped arguing. Ralts saw that everyone had stopped arguing and was happy again. Alex, Scyther, and Galbit all had the same thought, how can you be so cute? After these noisy mornings, everyone had breakfast together. Ralts stayed close to Alex the whole time. After breakfast, everyone went to training. Alex took Ralts with him, of course. He can't just leave Ralts alone. After Alex rented a training room, he started training Galbit and Scyther again. Scyther and Galbit would be training their speed today. Alex had marked a 1,000-meter track. This track has many built-in curves so that agility is also trained. In addition to that, after every 100 meters, you would have to attack a mark. And only after you hit this mark with a move, you can continue. Optimally, you can do this while flying. This route trains speed, agility, and the multitasking of moves. Moves are also practiced a bit. Galbit took 3.25 minutes for this route. That is 17.56 kilometers per hour. Although that doesn't sound very fast, you have to consider that this route is not a straight line. And it has lots of curves. You also have to use 10 moves, which also takes time. Alex did not allow Golbat to use the move Shadow Ball on that track, thus Golbat had to stop every time to use a move. It took Scyther 3.27 minutes to complete this route. That is 17.39 kilometers per hour. A Scyther is usually faster than a Golbat, but not in this case. There are two reasons for this. Already had a lot of speed training from Alex as a Zubat. In comparison, Scyther had never received training. While training, Zubat also had used the recovery items to increase the training effect. 2. Golbat is 3 LV higher than Scyther. Without this LV advantage, Golbat would be slower than Scyther. Ralts looked curiously at how Golbat and Scyther are training. It wondered why they were doing such stressful things. After 2 hours of hard speed training, Alex looked at the results. Golbat, 3.14 minutes. Scyther, 3.18 minutes. Alex noticed that Golbat was more talented in speed training than Scyther. Although these 4 seconds could also be a coincidence. 4 seconds of difference can also be the result of things other than talent. Golbat said laughing, "Haha. Did you see the time, number 2? I'm faster than you and have more talent than you." "Of course, I knew this beforehand." Scyther said annoyed, "Can't you shut up for one day? I don't want to listen such nonsense every day. Can't wait to destroy you in 9 days. Alex noticed that they were starting to argue again and said loudly, "Are you guys kids or what? Stop insulting each other. You are a bad role model for Ralts." Both Pokemon looked at Ralts and began to exercise quietly again. Alex thought, "Haha. Found a way to keep both of them quiet." He gave both Pokemon an energy powder and let them train their moves. Alex and Ralts quietly watched Golbat and Scyther doing the training. Chapter 39. 9 days later. In a rented training room, there was a young man with 3 Pokemon. Golbat, Scyther, and Ralts. After 9 days, a lot has changed. Alex's Pokemon have become visibly stronger. Pokemon, Golbat. LV, 25. Type, Poison/Flying. Abilities, Inner Focus. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Absorb, Ultrasonic, Astonish, Bite, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Swift, Haze, Innate Talent, Shadow Ball, TM, Protect, TM, Toxic, TM, Sludge Bomb, TM, Facade, TM, Taunt. Pokemon, Scyther. LV, 23. Type, Bug/Flying. Abilities, Technician. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Leer, Quick Attack, Focus Energy, Double Team, Feint, Fury Cutter, Wing Attack, Agility, Innate Talent, Roost, TM, Protect. Pokemon, Ralts. LV, 4. Type, Psychic/Fairy. Abilities, Telepathy. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Move, Growl, Confusion, Innate Talent, Disable. Golbat has leveled up 2 and Scyther has leveled up 3 LVs. Golbat levels slower than Scyther because the higher your level is more difficult it is to level up. Although compared to most trainers, Alex's Pokemon level up ridiculously fast. Normal Team Rocket members need at least 1 year to train a Pokemon from LV11 to LV25. Alex managed to do that within a month. Of course, the normal Team Rocket trainer doesn't have silver Pokemon and doesn't have as much money as Alex. He also noticed that Pokemon levels up faster in real battles than in training battles. If he had trained for 10 days in the wild, both Pokemon would have leveled up twice as fast. But these training methods have one major drawback. It's very dangerous. If you are unlucky and meet an elite Pokemon, you are pretty much dead. Alex thinks a good mix of both types of training is best. Ralts has changed the most. She is now twice as big as before and can use moves now. In addition to that, she can now speak the Pokemon language. Alex has no idea how she learned that. After 5 days she was suddenly able to master this language perfectly. Alex thinks it might have something to do with the Pokemon god Arceus. There is no other way he can explain why Ralts can suddenly speak perfectly. Alex can now roughly understand her when she communicates with him through gestures and facial expressions. Ralts can now fight, too, though she would probably lose to a fully grown Pokemon. After all, she is still a young child. Alex wants to train her slowly so that she doesn't fear fighting. Too fast combat training can cause fear of fighting. But this intense training had one major disadvantage. It costs money. Way too much money. Before the training: 1 hyper potion, 1 pokeball, 16 energy powder, 3 antidotes, 30 excellent bug-type food, 30 Tauro's blood, 15 Moo Moo milk, 20 super potion, 20 energy root. After the training: 1 hyper potion, 1 pokeball, 3 antidotes, 20 excellent bug-type food, 20 Tauro's blood, 5 Moo Moo milk, 3 super potion, 2 energy root. Alex doesn't want to focus on how much he has spent in these 10 days. He has the feeling that it was as much as a normal trainer would earn in a month. Probably even more. But he felt that this was worth it. Money isn't that important to him. Strength is what matters the most in this world. As long as you have strength, you own the world. Alex saw Scyther and Golbat getting ready for the fight. Today is the Alex Tournament number 1. Both Pokemon have been looking forward to this fight. Both Pokemon looked arrogantly at each other. Alex excitedly said, "Welcome everyone, to the Alex Tournament number 1. Today we have 2 incredibly strong Pokemon fighting for the first trophy. On the right we have Scyther, a melee monster that is fast and deadly. On the left we have Golbat, one skillful all-rounder who hosts many different types of attacks." Scyther and Golbat both ignored Alex's speech and thought, "Stop the bullshit and start the fight already." Eyes closed face. Ralts, who watched this, thought differently. She thought Alex's speech was great and applauds Alex, degree. Alex saw this and said miserably, "Golbat, Scyther, why can't you be like Ralts?" Scyther and Golbat looked at Alex with contempt and ignored him again. Both knew that Alex was just kidding and didn't take him seriously. Alex saw that neither wanted to play and said seriously, Okay. Start the fight in 3, 2, 1, go!" Golbat and Scyther moved towards one another at the same time. Both wanted to defeat each other in close combat. Scyther has better melee moves and a higher attack stat than Golbat. While Golbat's moves are very effective on Scyther and he takes little damage from Scyther's bug-type moves. Scyther used Wing Attack, not Fury Cutter, to attack Golbat. He must have understood that Fury Cutter isn't very useful against Golbat. Golbat also used Wing Attack as an attack. Golbat knows that Scyther gets more damage from Wing Attack than he does. He is ready to trade some damage. Alex saw how both wanted to fight and thought, melee? Those 2 blockheads. Do these 2 idiots have no other strategy? Maybe my expectations were too high. Both Golbat and Scyther dealt some damages to each other. Scyther had sustained more injuries than Golbat. It looked like he couldn't hold out much longer. But Alex noticed something. Scyther only injured Golbat's wing. Nothing else. Suddenly Scyther was flying away from Golbat at a quick pace. Golbat wanted to pursue him, but he cannot fly with his injured wings. He saw Scyther using Roost in a safe distance and shouted angrily, "Hey, you insect, why are you running away?" Scyther, who used Roost, said seriously, "Running away? I don't know what you're talking about, you stupid bat. Just because I'm smarter than you, you don't have to get mad." Golbat was completely pissed off and used Shadow Ball. Scyther healed almost all of his injury during this time and dodged Shadow Ball. Even though Golbat's Shadow Ball is an expert rank move, Golbat was too far from Scyther to hit him. Scyther was more than 40 yards from Golbat. It is very difficult to hit Scyther from this distance. Scyther saw that Golbat could not do anything and used focus energy and agility. Golbat knew that it couldn't go on like this. He used ultrasonic. Scyther cannot avoid this move. Unfortunately, this move does less damage than the amount Scyther heals with Roost. Golbat suddenly remembered the move Taunt. He quickly used the move Taunt. Scyther was using focus energy when he suddenly couldn't use the move anymore. He was completely confused. Golbat laughed, haha, now you stupid insect have to fight without your healing and reinforcement. Scyther realized what Golbat had done and got mad. He almost had victory in his pocket but was stopped at the last moment. He knew that he now had to defeat Golbat in hand-to-hand combat, although they both don't have hands. Fortunately, he has no more injuries and has buffed himself a bit. Golbat and Scyther fought intensively for 3 more minutes in close combat. Both had a lot of injuries. Scyther was even poisoned due to the sludge bomb. So the advantage he had due to the roost was getting diminished little by little and was putting pressure on him. Alex thought about canceling the fight if the injury got worse. Suddenly seeing that Scyther wanted to hit him on the head, Golbat used Protect in a hurry. But Scyther had used Feint, which makes the Protect useless, and it hit his head. This move turned out to be a critical hit. With this finishing blow, Golbat was passed out and lost the battle. Scyther, who saw that he had won, lifted his sides into the air and made a victory cry. Then passed out after 2 seconds. Chapter 40. Alex quickly went to the 2 unconscious Pokémon and healed them with 2 super potions and an antidote. He is very impressed by Scyther. Alex thought that Scyther didn't stand a chance because Golbat took little harm from his strongest attacks. But Scyther outplayed Golbat and defeated him in a close match. This proves once again that level doesn't mean everything. If you play your cards right, you can win a fight even if you are weaker than your opponent and have the type disadvantage. The main reason Golbat lost was that he was too arrogant and underestimated Scyther's intelligence. He realized it too late that Scyther was targeting his wings and was made unable to chase him. And that gave Scyther the chance to heal and buff himself up. That was the main reason Golbat lost. Scyther and Golbat woke up. Golbat looked around and realized that he had lost. He got sad and angry. He said, Scyther, you coward. Why didn't you fight fair? Scyther had a happy expression on his face and said arrogantly, fair? Ha ha ha. Number 2, are you stupid or what? In a fight, there are only winners and losers. How someone wins does not matter. As long as he has won, he is the stronger one. Golbat wanted to speak again, but he had to admit that Scyther was right. He was too arrogant to think about tactics and was defeated. He had so many advantages in this fight that he thought he just couldn't lose. Alex saw that Golbat wondering why he lost and was very happy about it. Golbat was too arrogant and underestimated his opponent. It's good that he received a lesson. Alex was also very happy that Scyther had learned from his first defeat. In his first fight, Scyther fought like an honorable knight. Though strong but without tactics. Due to that, he was very predictable. Scyther realized that he didn't have to go directly into close combat to win. Alex said, what an impressive fight from our 2 participants. I am now declaring Scyther the winner of the Alex Tournament number 1. Congratulations to Scyther for this impressive victory. As a winner, he will get 1 week of top bug-type food as the reward. Top bug-type food is much more expensive and better than the excellent bug-type food that Scyther is now eating. Alex cannot buy it for Scyther permanently. It's way too expensive for that. But he can buy it as a reward. Ralts clasped her hands and said, Brother Scyther and Golbat, you are so strong. Scyther said, thank you Ralts. I'm sure you'll soon get as strong as me. Golbat said, shut up, you insect. You were just lucky to have won this fight. Why are you getting so arrogant? Alex saw that they both started arguing again and said, Golbat and Scyther, can you stop arguing for a minute? I hope Ralts doesn't learn this from the 2 of you. After the fight, Alex and his Pokémon went to Alex's room. Alex said seriously, okay Ralts, you're old enough now to live in a Pokeball. Don't worry, if you don't like it then I won't make you stay in there. He took out a pokeball and placed it in front of Ralts. Ralts looked nervously at the pokeball and touched it went into the pokeball. The pokeball blinked for a second and Ralts was caught. Alex picked up the pokeball and got Ralts out of it. Ralts reappeared in front of Alex and his Pokemon. Ralts looked nervously at Alex and said in sign language, "It feels like I'm half asleep in there. I don't like the pokeball." Alex said gently, "It's okay, Ralts. You don't have to go into the pokeball if you don't like it." Golbat looked at Alex and said in sign language, "Am I imagining it, or are you much nicer to Ralts than to us?" Alex lied, "No, I like all of my Pokemon the same." Golbat and Scyther looked suspiciously at Alex. Alex said seriously, "No, really. I only treat her better because she's still a kid." Golbat and Scyther looked at Alex and thought he was telling the truth. Alex thought, "Okay, so what do I do now? I need money. A lot more money. I should go back to the Viridian Forest to catch more valuable Pokemon. I can also level up my Pokemon at the same time. I should also buy more Pokeballs and Super Potions this time." Alex ordered. Pokeball, 50 is equal to 500 TP points. Super Potion, 15 is equal to 3000 TP points. Excellent Psychic type food, 5 is equal to 2000 TP points. Antidotes, 8 is equal to 400 TR points. Energy Powder, 50 is equal to 1250 TR points. 7150 TR points were used and only 50 TR points were left from his 7200 TR points. He got ready for a long stay in this forest. He bought all the items he needed for it. He had bought the camping equipment and provisions the last time, so no need to buy it again. Ralts is almost fully grown now and can now eat Pokemon food too. The problem is that Alex has no money to buy a large supply. He had the idea to feed the 5 Moo milk and the excellent Psychic type food to Ralts for 10 days. Half a portion of Moo milks and Psychic type food a day. This allows Ralts to slowly get used to solid food. After about an hour, Alex opened the door and saw that his order had arrived. He took the package and closed the door. Alex saw that all the items had arrived. So he lay down on his bed. It was already evening. He didn't want to go into a dangerous forest at night. When he was on his bed, he looked at what his Pokemon were doing. Scyther and Golbat were discussing something. Alex couldn't understand what they were talking about, but he noticed that both of them had unfriendly expressions when they were discussing. Ralts is sitting in a chair reading a book. Alex taught Ralts how to read and she learned it in a day. He was very impressed with Ralts' learning aptitude. He doesn't know how high Ralts' IQ is, but it has to be extremely high. Alex wondered why Pokemon that are so much smarter than humans and can still be caught by humans. Then he thought that high IQ doesn't mean high intelligence. Even if Ralts learns faster than a human, it doesn't mean that she is smarter than a professor's. Alex slowly fell asleep while watching his Pokemon. Chapter 41. Pewter City. Alex left Team Rocket Base early in the morning and made his way to the Viridian Forest. In a dark alley, Alex suddenly heard a scream. He took Golbat and Scyther out of their Pokeballs and said, "Hey, I just heard a scream. We'd better take a detour." Alex is not a hero. He doesn't want to get tangled into unnecessary problems. As he walking by, he saw 2 youngsters with 2 Rattata beating up a man. Alex recognized one of the youngsters. He was robbed by that asshole many times. Alex looked at the 2 Pokemon and saw that these Rattata are only LV16. They also had normal potential. He was so mad that he was robbed by such weak trainers. These criminals were weaker than new Team Rocket members. But he had to admit that it made sense. Only weak trainers would steal from normal people. Since the risk is too high and the reward is ridiculously small. If you are caught by the police, then your life is over. Although it was a different case for Alex since he is unofficial member, police won't do any investigation. But if you are still caught red-handed, then police would still catch you. So the risk is still there. Alex said coldly, "Golbat, Scyther, surround these two trainers and quickly defeat their Rattata. Gulbit and Scyther saw that Alex was very angry and quickly flew in the direction of the two Rattata. The two teenagers saw a Gulbit and a Scyther flying in their direction and started running away. Of course, they are much slower than Alex's Pokemon and were quickly surrounded. Both trainers wanted to ask what was going on when they saw both their Pokemon being attacked by Gulbit and Scyther. Both Rattata didn't even last for 30 seconds. Alex walked slowly in the direction of the encircled people and said coldly, "Do you remember me?" A boy named Peter said, It's you. Aren't you bank account number 13? Why are you suddenly so strong?" Alex said coldly, "Bank account number 13? So that's what you call me." Alex laughed coldly and said, "I didn't want to kill you, but I've changed my mind now." Peter saw that he had said something very stupid and said, crying, Please don't kill me. I'll do whatever you say, please." Alex looked at the beaten man who was lying on the floor. There was a lot of blood on the floor. Alex checked whether the man still had a pulse and noticed that this man is very likely dead. Alex said seriously, "That makes it easier for me." Gulbit, Scyther knocked these two people out. The two people continued to plead for mercy but were quickly knocked unconscious by Alex's Pokemon. Alex thought, "Okay, Alex. You have two murderers in front of you. You have to kill them. It's now or never. But can I kill these two people? Fuck, this is so sick." Okay, stay calm. I have to do it now anyway. I don't want to deal with the revenge by the boss of these two idiots. Fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to clear my mind first. Okay, stay calm and stop thinking about it. Alex took a knife out of his pocket. He had bought it for self-defense. He took this sharp knife in his trembling hands and held it tightly. Then he knelt from the man lying down and positioned himself so that he could easily hit the man. Alex didn't know the best spot for a quicker death and he thought the neck was a good option. He was afraid if he hit the head that he might not be able to do it properly with these trembling hands since the head is the strongest part of the human body. Alex took a deep breath and swung his knife the man's neck with full force. He thought of nothing while stabbing him. The knife hit the neck and stuck in the middle of the neck. Alex couldn't cut through the spine. Alex quickly pulled out the knife and a lot of blood spurted out of the wound. Blood sprayed on his clothes and his head. The man suddenly woke up. Alex was immediately shocked and frightened. He ran back a few steps. Alex thought that man would scream in pain, but the man couldn't say anything. He tried to put his hands on his throat and tried to stop the blood, but it was useless. Peter made a soft noise. It sounded like he was screaming in deep water. Alex stopped and didn't dare to go a step further. He hoped the man would bleed to death soon. He didn't know how much time was spent, but the man became quieter and quieter. Alex suddenly heard nothing more and was relieved. To Alex, it felt like he was waiting here for hours. Alex looked at the body and immediately vomited. He was completely messed up. Scyther and Gulbit noticed that Alex couldn't do it alone and went to him. Gulbit looked at the other man and quickly used wing attack on his head. Gulbit parted the man's head cleanly. Scyther went to Alex and gave Alex a strange look. He didn't know why Alex is so sad. Besides, he doesn't know how to cheer Alex up. Gulbit took the three corpses and threw them into the garbage. He uses haze to get all the blood off the floor. Haze can also be used for cleaning. Many rich people have a Pokemon in their villa that keeps the villa clean with haze. Alex looked trembling at what Gulbit was doing and vomited again. He didn't think his first murder would shake him that much. Gulbit and Scyther both looked at Alex and didn't know how to cheer Alex up. Scyther suddenly had an idea. He went to Alex's Pokemon belt and took out the Pokeball of Ralts. Alex didn't get Ralts out because Alex knows that Ralts is a Pokemon that doesn't want to kill Pokemon or people. He doesn't want to let Ralts do something she hates. Scyther took Ralts out of her Pokeball and said to Ralts in Pokemon language, "Alex is very sad. Can you cheer him up?" Ralts looked at her father and felt his mixed-up emotions. Ralts immediately ran to Alex and hugged him while crying. Alex looked at the crying little Ralts and gave her a light hug. After 3 minutes, Alex calmed down a bit. He had Galbit remove the blood from his clothes and he cleaned his face with a towel in his bed. Then he walked slowly towards Viridian Forest. Ralts stayed on Alex's shoulder and looked restlessly at Alex. She was very sad that her father was so sad and conflicted. Chapter 42. Viridian Forest. A young man with a Ralts on his shoulder and 2 Pokemon next to him walked slowly deeper into the forest. Alex had suppressed his thoughts about his first murder. He didn't think about it anymore and focused on something else. He didn't know that Ralts had supported him with her psychic powers. Ralts can slightly affect the emotions of Pokemon and humans. While it can't make Alex happy, it can suppress Alex's conflicted feelings a little. After 10 minutes, Alex had only met weak Pokemon that ran away immediately. Alex looked at the info from these Pokemon and found that they all had normal potential. Suddenly Alex heard Galbit yell. Galbit must have discovered a Pokemon. Alex and his Pokemon slowly walked towards the Pokemon. Alex then saw an Arbok eating a Rattata. Pokemon, Arbok. LV, 25. Type, Poison. Abilities, Intimidate. Gender, Female. Potential, Bronze. Move, Poison Sting, Wrap, Leer, Acid, Bite, Haze, Glare, Poison Jab. Alex said seriously, Galbit, this fight is yours. Fight as you want. Either you stay here and protect me and Ralts. Galbit was happy that he was allowed to fight first. He flew quietly behind Arbok and used Shadow Ball. Galbit's Shadow Ball is already on the expert rank. It is much stronger than normal Shadow Balls. Arbok suddenly felt that she was in danger and tried to evade it. This wild Arbok had very good instincts, but Arbok was still hit by the Shadow Ball. Arbok saw Galbit attack her and immediately got mad. She saw that this Galbit was roughly the same LV as she was and still attacked her. In the wild, Pokemon of similar strength don't usually fight each other. There were several reasons. But the most important reason is that after the fight, even the winner is usually seriously injured and a very injured Pokemon in the wild very rarely survives. Arbok thought that this Galbit was thinking that it could defeat her without injuries and got very angry. Arbok used Glare. Galbit flinched and suddenly felt that he could not move towards Arbok. It feels like an invisible force is pushing him to Arbok. He felt was the effect of Intimidate and Glare. His attack power was lowered a bit and speed was reduced. He was paralyzed. Although he could still move, there is 25% chance in battle that he won't be able to perform his move. He felt that he was weaker than originally, and that his attack won't be at his peak power, but all of this didn't matter. He flew towards Arbok and used Wing Attack. Arbok was ready to go into close combat too. She used Poison Jab. Alex was looking at the fight and was angry that Galbit is fighting so arrogantly. He could have used Taunt and then used the hit and run tactics to easily defeat Arbok, but he preferred to fight like that. Due to his negligence and arrogance, he was paralyzed. After 3 minutes of clumsy close combat, Arbok was defeated. Galbit stood there arrogantly with a moderately bad injury. Arbok had never received any training and was weaker than Galbit in close combat. Also, her strongest attack is ineffective against Galbit. Galbit was also not very strong in close combat and suffered a lot of damage from Arbok. Alex took out a super potion and healed Arbok, who was badly injured. Then he took a Pokeball and caught Arbok with it. He said coldly to Galbit, Galbit, did you learn nothing with your fight against Scyther? Why are you fighting so foolishly? Alex explained to Galbit for 5 minutes how badly he had fought. He also said that if he fought stupidly again, he would be punished. Galbit was a bit confused. He thought he would be praised by his trainer for winning, but he was scolded instead. Although he was a bit angry, he understood what Alex meant. He was a bit stupid in the fight right now. Alex quietly took a super potion and healed Galbit. Even though he was mad at Galbit, Alex still healed him. A family is a family after all. Gulbit was confused and happy that Alex was still healing him. He understood Alex a little better now. Although he yelled at him, it was for his betterment. Scyther watched with glee as Gulbit was being yelled at and said, "Haha. How can you get hurt by such a weak Pokemon?" Gulbit said coldly, "Shut up. I just wanted to try out how you fight, and I have to say that only fools fight like that." Alex noticed that both Scyther and Gulbit were trash-talking again and ignored it. He won't do anything as long as they don't cross the line. After Gulbit is fit again, they went further into the forest. Alex and his Pokemon went on for 30 minutes until Gulbit discovered another Pokemon. Many Caterpies and Weedles were spread out on a tree. Almost all of them had normal potential. But 3 Caterpie and 2 Weedle were bronze. There was also a silver Caterpie. Pokemon, Caterpie. LV, 5. Type, Bug. Abilities, Shield Dust. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Moves, String Shot, Tackle. Alex thought, Caterpie? Do I want a Caterpie as a Pokemon? Not really. Although it's not weak, it's not very strong either. I don't have that much money to catch a Pokemon that I don't need. I should rather sell it. If a normal trainer heard Alex's thoughts, he would be senseless. For a normal strong trainer, a silver Pokemon is almost always a trump card. Even elite trainers usually only have 1 or 2 silver Pokemon on their team. Alex said, "Ralts, are you ready for your first fight?" Ralts gave Alex a serious look and nodded. Alex went to the Caterpie and said, "Caterpie, can you fight my Ralts? If you win, I will give you this excellent bug-type food. But if I win, I can catch you." Caterpie is usually a peaceful Pokemon. Alex doesn't want to force it into a fight and then catch it without permission. Although this bet is unfair for Caterpie, Caterpie can still choose her fate. Caterpie saw the excellent bug-type food and nodded to Alex. She thought that she would easily win against that Ralts that seemed like it had never fought before. Alex said, "Okay Ralts, get ready. It starts in 3, 2, 1, go." Ralts was lightly trained by Alex for 10 days and knew how to fight properly. It immediately used confusion to hurt the Caterpie. Caterpie couldn't evade and was hit. It then used Tackle as counter-attack. Ralts tried to evade it but was still hit by it. Ralts, who felt pain for the first time, wanted to cry. But as soon as she felt the feelings of her father, she pulled herself together again. Ralts sensed pride, fear, excitement and affection from Alex. Alex saw that Ralts wanted to fight the pain and was very proud of Ralts. He said, "Ralts, use Disable and then use Confusion as often as you can." Ralts used Disable. Thus Caterpie couldn't use Tackle for the next few turns. Caterpie could only use String Shot now. But since it is only at beginner rank, it can only hold her in one place. Caterpie didn't have enough strength to do anything else to Ralts. So Ralts kept on using Confusion on Caterpie, which resulted in an easy win. Chapter 43. Caterpie, who was defeated, was healed and captured by Alex. Alex said happily, "Ralts, that was perfect. You fought wonderfully. I'm so proud of you." Scyther and Gulbit complimented Ralts too. Ralts blushed from all the compliments she got from Alex and other Pokemon. After 15 minutes, Ralts had fought 2 other Caterpie, bronze, and was exhausted. Ralts defeated these 2 Caterpies without being hurt. Since after the first battle she started using Double Team to deal with String Shot, the battle became easier. Also, after these 3 battles, Ralts' level increased very quickly. Pokemon, Ralts. LV, 7. Type, Psychic/Fairy. Abilities, Telepathy. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Move, Growl, Confusion, Double Team, Innate Talent, Disable. Ralts leveled a whopping 3 LV after these 3 battles. This shows how quickly a Pokemon levels up at the beginning. Alex and his Pokemon went ahead. After 30 minutes, Golbat spotted 4 Pokemon nearby. Alex and his Pokemon went in the direction of these 4 Pokemon. They saw that there were 4 Pinsir. 3 of them had only normal potential and were only between LV 18 LV 20. But their leader was different. Pokemon, Pinsir. LV, 26. Type, Bug. Abilities, Hypercutter. Gender, Male. Potential, Bronze. Moves, Focus Energy, Vice Grip, Bind, Seismic Toss, Harden, Brick Break, X-Scissor, Submission. Alex saw that these Pinsir hadn't spotted him and his Pokemon and said quietly, Scyther, you fight against the leader. Golbat, you take over the 3 other Pinsir. Scyther, use Focus Energy and Agility before the fight. Golbat was dissatisfied but said nothing. Alex saw this and said, who fought the last strong Pokemon? Golbat looked at Alex and said, okay. You're right. Stop looking at me like I'm stupid. Scyther said, haha, the look is not unfounded, number 2. Golbat got mad and said, Junior, you dare. You are courting death. Scyther said, that still doesn't change the fact that you lost and became the number 2. Before Golbat goes into his cultivator mode again, Alex said coldly, shut up both of you. We're not at home right now. Both noticed that Alex was pissed off and stopped bickering. Golbat and Scyther flew towards the 4 Pinsir. Scyther, having used agility, was much faster than Golbat. Scyther was flying at a tremendous speed in the direction of the leader. The bronze Pinsir was shocked by this fast Scyther and was hit in the head by Scyther's wing attack. It was a critical hit. The bronze Pinsir flew 5 meters after this attack. He was badly injured due to that heavy hit. Pinsir had lost around 30% to 40% HP in that one hit. Golbat arrived after a second and attacked the 3 Pinsir with Sludge Bomb and Wing Attack. The 3 Pinsir tried to surround Golbat, but were not quick enough to do so and were caped by Golbat. Scyther and the bronze Pinsir fought in close combat. The bronze Pinsir had no chance in close combat. Scyther was a monster with focus energy and agility. He was ridiculously quick and could effortlessly attack Pinsir's weak spots. After only 40 seconds, an unconscious Pinsir was on the floor. Scyther only had a few scratches on his body. Golbat had almost ended his fight too. He had already defeated 2 Pinsir and had seriously injured another Pinsir. Scyther saw that Golbat had no problems and said, haha. You have an easier fight and still need a longer time. Are you ashamed? Golbat was just defeating injured Pinsir with a wing attack when he heard this. He said coldly, I have 3 opponents while you had only 1. Why are you so proud that I need longer? Shouldn't you be the one ashamed? Alex saw that both of his Pokemon were no longer taking this fight seriously and said loudly, you both shut up. Finish this fight before you say any shit. Stop underestimating your opponents. Alex knew they'd already won this fight, but he doesn't want his Pokemon bad habits to develop. He still remembers his defeat against Maria Will. Alex never wants to lose again. He hates to lose. Scyther and Golbat stopped talking and finished the fight. They noticed that they were becoming arrogant and corrected themselves. After 30 seconds, the fight was over. Golbat and Scyther had taken little harm. Alex healed the bronze Pinsir and caught it. Alex and his Pokemon rested 30 minutes after this fight. Then they went ahead. After 12 hours of fighting and resting, Alex caught a lot of valuable Pokemon. Alex and his Pokemon fought many Pokemon along the way. Many were defeated without being injured. 7 normal Pinsir, 15 LV 20 LV. 2 bronze Pinsir, 23 LV and 25 LV. 10 normal Kakuna, 7 LV 11 LV. 1 bronze Kakuna, 8 LV. 4 normal Metapod, 7 LV 9 LV. 1 bronze Metapod, 9 LV. 18 normal Beedrill, 13 LV 19 LV. 3 bronze Beedrill, 17 LV 25 LV. 1 normal Raticate, 22 LV. 1 bronze Fearow, 25 LV. Alex had caught a total of 8 bronze Pokemon. 2 bronze Pinsir, 1 bronze Kakuna, 1 bronze Metapod, 3 bronze Beedrill, and 1 bronze Fearow. The main reason he didn't want to catch anymore because he doesn't want to waste Super Potion. After all this fighting, Alex's Pokemon have quickly grown stronger. Pokemon, Golbat. LV, 28. Type, Poison/Flying. Abilities, Inner Focus. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Absorb, Ultrasonic, Astonish, Bite, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Swift, Haze, Innate Talent, Shadow Ball, TM, Protect, TM, Toxic, TM, Sludge Bomb, TM, Facade, TM, Taunt. Pokemon, Scyther. LV, 26. Type, Bug/Flying. Abilities, Technician. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Leer, Quick Attack, Focus Energy, Double Team, Feint, Fury Cutter, Wing Attack, Agility, Slash, Roost, Innate Talent, Protect, TM. Pokemon, Ralts. LV, 12. Type, Psychic/Fairy. Abilities, Telepathy. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Move, Growl, Confusion, Double Team, Teleport, Disarming Voice, Innate Talent, Disable. Chapter 44. Ralts gets strong faster than the other Pokemon because her level is low. It's easy to get Pokemon up to LV 20 quickly. After LV 20, leveling up becomes slower and slower. Alex looked at Ralts' moves and thought, nice. Ralts can now use Teleport. With this move, I can escape any strong, non-psychic type Pokemon. As long as Ralts trains this move, she can use it within a few seconds. After reaching expert rank, it will be instantaneous. As long as no strong psychic type Pokemon prevents this move, I can always run away when I want. Alex suddenly found that a strange force tried to penetrate his head. He looked at Ralts and asked, "Are you the one doing it?" Ralts thought Alex was getting mad and bowed her head. Alex saw this and laughed. He said, "No, it's not a problem. I just wanted to know if you were the one doing this or it was another psychic Pokemon. I have no problem with it as long as you do it. I trust you." Ralts got happy and started using telepathy again. Hidden ability telepathy is a strange ability. As long as the user has enough psychic power, it can communicate with other Pokemon or people via telepathy. Ralts noticed that he now has enough psychic powers to talk to Alex and tried it immediately. But as long as Alex doesn't allow it, Ralts has no chance to communicate with Alex. Alex suddenly heard, "Hello, Father," and thought, "Can you hear me?" Ralts said over telepathy, "Yes, Father." Alex spoke in his mind, "Ralts, is it difficult to maintain this ability?" Ralts said over telepathy, "No, Dad. It is quite easy. Especially if you don't try to obstruct it." Alex thought, "This is great, Ralts. I'm glad that we can talk to each other so directly now." Ralts looked happily at Alex and said, "Yes, I am also happy that I can talk to my father." After Ralts said that, she suddenly became sad. Alex noticed that Ralts suddenly got sad and asked, "What's wrong, Ralts?" Ralts looked nervously at Alex and asked, "Father, where is Mother?" Alex was hit by lightning and didn't say anything for a few seconds. Ralts saw that Alex said nothing and started to cry. Alex saw this and quickly walked over to Ralts and hugged her. He said thoughtfully, "Ralts, your mother is in a faraway place. She entrusted you to me and went to this distant place. Ralts, I will always be your father and take care of you. So please don't cry." Ralts noticed that her father was getting very sad and suppressed her wish of asking further questions. After 5 minutes, Ralts calmed down. After that, Alex and his Pokemon went ahead on their path. It was already evening, and Alex had to find suitable accommodation. After 10 minutes, Alex heard Golbat's warning. Golbat had discovered a human being. Alex met another person for the first time in this forest. He is relatively deep in the woods, so it is hard to meet other people. But Alex knew that a person who can survive so deep in the woods is at least as strong as him. Maybe a bit weaker. As soon as Alex wanted to go in a different direction to avoid this person, Galbit warned that this person would quickly come here. Alex said, "Scyther, Galbit, get ready to fight. Ralts, get ready to use teleport in case of an emergency." After 20 seconds, Alex saw a young girl around 17 years old flying in his direction on a Pidgeot. Pokemon, Pidgeot. LV, 37. Type, normal/flying. Abilities, Keen Eye. Gender, female. Potential, silver. Moves, Tackle, Sand Attack, Gust, Mirror Move, Quick Attack, Wing Attack, Roost, Whirlwind, Agility, Innate Talent, Fly, TM, Protect, TM, Hyper Beam, TM, Reflect, TM, Facade. This girl had expensive jewelry and clothes on her body. She had brown hair, green eyes, and was in good shape for her age. She looked arrogantly at Alex. Alex thought, are there only good-looking people in this world? Although I have seen ugly people, there are many more good-looking people than ugly ones. Why am I thinking about something unnecessary right now? I should first concentrate on this situation. It looks like this girl is rich and arrogant. The rich girl said arrogantly, An unofficial member? Hey, what are you doing here? Alex thought, fucking be *TCH, just because you're lucky to be born with a golden spoon doesn't mean you can look down on me. Wait until I'm stronger. Then we'll see if your arrogance is justified. But I should stay calm now. I can't provoke such a person yet. Alex said calmly, I train here. If you have nothing to say, I'll go now. The rich girl got angrily, hey, you can't disrespect me. I'm Nina Brown, and I come from the Brown family. You should show me some respect. Alex knows the Brown family. It operates the Museum of Marmoria City. A reasonably wealthy and respected family in Marmoria City. This family has many influential friends in the Alliance and a rich daily income. Alex knew that he couldn't insult Nina Brown without fearing for his life every day. Alex is an unofficial member. When he disappears into this forest, people won't ask questions. As long as Nina Brown is not stupid enough to kill him in front of a police station, no one will investigate his murder. He said calmly without getting angry, Miss Brown. Of course, I heard the name of your family. I merely didn't know that you came from Brown family. I'm sorry if I offended you. Alex thought something completely different. Fucking be *TCH. Wait until I get stronger. I'll show you how useful your Brown family is against the absolute strength. Chapter 45. Nina Brown said, you finally recognize your place. I don't want to waste my time with you anymore. Get out of here. Alex thought, fucking be *TCH. This stupid, narcissistic, arrogant be *TCH makes me so mad. How can such a person survive in this world for more than 5 minutes? As soon as she offends the wrong person, she's finished. Alex, calm down. Ignore her. You can pay her back 10 times more next time. Alex calmly said, yes, Miss Brown. Nina Brown looked at how Alex was leaving and saw a Ralts sitting on Alex's shoulder. Psychic-type Pokemon are relatively rare. Especially Psychic/Fairy-type Pokemon like Ralts. Nina wanted to have a Ralts as a Pokemon for a long time but had to find out that Ralts is a Pokemon, which is selectively rare. Nina's father had been looking for a suitable Ralt for a whole month. He only found Ralts would be talent. That was unacceptable as a gift for the spoiled Nina Brown. She wanted to have an A-talent Ralts as her new Pokemon. She saw the Ralts on Alex's shoulder and immediately fell in love with this cute Pokemon. Right now, she didn't care if this Ralts had a bad talent. She just had to have it. Nina said out loud, wait. I want that Ralts on your shoulder. Sell it to me. Alex and his Pokemon got exceedingly pissed off. For Alex, Golbat, Scyther, Ralts are like a family members. Do you sell your family member like a slave to a stranger? That crossed the line of control for Alex. Alex has no problem getting insulted by a stupid person, but treating his family member like a thing to be sold like a toy is going too far. He said coldly, "No, I'm not selling my family member. And for you to even ask such a thing is so disgusting. Do you see Pokemon as toys? Are you that stupid? Fucking be *TCH. Nina was shocked that this third-class trainer would say something like that to her. She thought that he would at least politely decline like all other trainers. But he outright insulted her and showed her a cold face. Nina realizes that she was offended by a worm and said angrily, "How dare you to talk to me like that? Apologize to me immediately, or I will show you the power of the Brown family." Alex thought, "Ralts, get ready to teleport us away. Wait for my signal." Alex said coldly, "What are you going to do if I don't apologize? Attack me with your Pokemon? Let me tell you right now. If you try to attack me, only one of us will get out of this forest alive." Nina's back turned cold. For the first time in her life, she felt fear for her life. She didn't know what to answer. She doesn't want to bet her life for such nonsense, but she doesn't want to lose her pride either. She was entirely confused and didn't know what to say. Alex saw this and thought, a coward but not an idiot at least. He slowly went on with his Pokemon. Alex knew that Nina was too scared to attack him so that he can go leisurely. Not to mention, he knew that she was more powerful than him due to his powers, but she didn't. And there was no need to tell her. And if he teleports right now, she will know that he can't deal with her. So he must walk confidently right now. Otherwise, the situation will get more troublesome. Nina saw Alex walking away and got angry. But she didn't dare attack Alex. She thought, "Son of *TCH. Wait till I tell my father about it. Then we'll see if you're still arrogant." Alex thought, "Fuck. Why did I insult a powerful person before I'm strong enough? How can I do something so stupid? I'm fooked." But it had to say that. How dare she ask me to sell Ralts? I should calm down first. Okay, let's think properly. She is probably scared enough not to tell anyone. No, such an arrogant person will surely try to get back at me. Fuck, I don't want to kill her, not to mention I can't even I wanted to. That would complicate the whole thing unnecessarily. Even if I can somehow manage to kill her, it doesn't mean that I'm safe from the vengeance of the Brown family. It's better to keep things small and not increase hate. So what am I going to do now? Hide? I can buy Ditto and pull it over my head. Ditto is a Pokemon that can turn you into almost anything it has seen. Although it is not very strong, it can still be useful for a trainer. I can have different faces and don't have to be afraid of the Brown family. I also have a few good training ideas to make Ditto stronger. Okay, I'll get a Ditto as the next Pokemon. But Ditto is a Pokemon that is hard to find. It's not super rare but still quite rare. It often costs a considerable amount to buy a Ditto. I will need money for that. Again, I need more money. I should leave this place quickly, just in case if Nina sends people to this area. The forest is enormous. I can walk in one direction for half a day and still not leave the forest. As long as I do not stay in this area, Nina cannot find me even if she is looking for me. And now that Ralts has learned teleport, it will be easier to run away. Ralts saw her father having problems with her and said sadly, "Father, is that my fault?" Alex stopped thinking and said with a smile, "Of course not. You're just such a cute Pokemon that every trainer wants to have you as their Pokemon." Golbat saw this and said quietly, Ralts, you didn't do anything wrong. That stupid *TCH was really mean, Ralts." Scyther said earnestly, "Yeah, Ralts. He's right for the first time in his life. That *TCH was truly mean." Ralts looked at Golbit and Scyther and said to Alex, "Father, what's AB*TCH? Alex suddenly got angry and said, "Golbit, Scyther, shut up. What do you two idiots are teaching Ralts? Shut up, you idiots. Ralts, forget this word. You are not allowed to use that word. Okay?" Ralts said sadly, "Why can't I use the word but everyone else can use it?" Alex got confused and said, "Everyone else? You mean Golbit and Scyther?" Ralts said, "No, father. Didn't you say B*TCH first? Why can't I say it?" Alex remembered what he had said to Nina and fell silent. Golbit and Scyther laughed softly in the background. Chapter 46. After meeting Nina, Alex had walked in the same direction for 1 hour and on a different path for 2 more hours. After 3 hours, it got dark. So Alex had to find a safe place to sleep. He chose one big tree for that. He put his tent under the tree and let Golbit sleep on the tree in case a Pokemon wants to attack Alex in the middle of the night. The next day early morning, Alex was sitting with his 3 Pokemon and having breakfast with them under the shade of this tree. Ralts was happily chatting with Golbit and Scyther over breakfast. She is the only member of Alex's family that is friendly and nice. That is why she is so popular. Golbit, Scyther, and Alex are very fond of Ralts. Alex thought about leaving the forest to escape the chase of Nina, but he decided against it. He doesn't want to run away from something unlikely to happen. Nina is arrogant but not stupid. Why hire several elite trainers for several days to hunt down a trainer just because he slightly offended you? That would be shameful for her too. The fact itself that she needed the help of elite trainers for one unofficial member would show how incompetent she is. Apart from that, Alex doesn't believe that Nina dares to chase him herself. He made it clear that he would seek revenge if she tries to attack him. That shows Alex's madness. Like a crazy dog, he would bite anyone who tries to harm him. So most likely, she will go to her family to complain. And let them handle him. So, for now, he has lots of time to hide. Golbit suddenly shouted at breakfast. He warned Alex that a large Pokemon is about to come in this direction. Alex took Ralts and walked behind Scyther and Golbit so that he and Ralts are not easy targets. After only 5 seconds, Alex saw a large Ursaring walking in his direction. Pokemon, Ursaring. LV, 36. Type, Normal. Abilities, Guts. Gender, Male. Potential, Bronze. Moves, Leer, Scratch, Lick, Fury Swipes, Fake Tears, Feint Attack, Rest, Slash, E. Alex was shocked by a Pokemon that is LV36 only had Bronze potential. That shows how old this Pokemon is. It must have taken a long time to reach that level. This Ursaring must be the ruler of this area. He moved slowly with an arrogant expression on his face. He looked at Alex and his Pokemon. He has probably not met any opponents for a long time that could harm him. He was looking at Alex and his Pokemon like food. Golbit, Scyther, and Alex got mad that this Ursaring is so arrogant. Although this Ursaring is powerful, he is not so strong that he can defeat Alex and his Pokemon alone. Alex looked coldly at Ursaring and said, "Get away from here. You can't defeat us alone." He wasn't 100% sure that he could defeat this Ursaring with Scyther and Golbit. He would rate the chance at 85%. He thinks that winning this fight isn't worth the risk. A bronze Pokemon doesn't make a big difference. Although Ursaring is LV36, the price does not increase significantly. Only Pokemon from LV40 are worth much more. As soon as a Pokemon reaches the elite rank, it becomes significantly more powerful than before. For example, one Ursaring that reaches LV40 can defeat 2 Ursarings that are LV39. That shows the LV40 is a very significant level for the strength of Pokemon. As far as Alex knows, LV40, 60, and LV80 are important LV benchmark that makes a Pokemon strong. Although he doesn't know how strong a Pokemon is at LV60 compared to a Pokemon at LV59, He thinks it is a similar increase as at LV40. Ursaring ignored Alex's warning and ran in the direction of Alex and his Pokemon. Alex said aloud, "Golbat use Confuse Ray and then use Sludge Bomb. Scyther uses agility and focus energy before you help Golbat." After saying that, he got away from the fight with Ralts. Alex wants to keep his distance from the battle to be able to use Ralts' teleport in case of an emergency. And if he is safe, Golbat and Scyther don't have to worry about him or protect him, and can fight without any hindrance. Alex told Ralts via telepathy, "Ralts, use Growl." Ralts heard Alex's thoughts and used Growl to reduce Ursaring's attack strength. Growl is a strange move. It can lower the attack power of another Pokemon with shouting. Of course, it depends on the LV of the Pokemon that uses this move to be really useful. For example, if a Ralts that is LV12 uses Growl against an Ursaring that is LV36, it will hardly reduce the attack power of Ursaring. But if Ralts were also LV36 or maybe even more, it would be a different matter. It would reduce Ursaring's attack force even more. But of course, you cannot use it infinite times. And it reduces the attack power, but there is also a limit to how much you can do it. It will depend on the mastery rank of Growl. The upper limit of the amount the total attack power that can get reduced will depend on the LV difference and the rank of the move. Ursaring noticed that his attacks were a bit weaker, but he ignored it. It barely weakened his attack power. He saw a yellow ball of light fly in his direction and dodged Golbat's Confuse Ray. Then he jumped in the air and used Slash on Golbat. Golbat realized that he could not avoid this attack and used Protect to protect himself. Ursaring's strong Slash move hit Golbat's shield and crushed it in just a second. Ursaring's Slash move's mastery was on expert rank and had ridiculous strength. After his Protect shield got destroyed, Golbat was hit by a weakened Slash and suffered some damage. Alex was surprised that Golbat's Protect couldn't completely block the attack. He had really underestimated this Ursaring attack power. Alex said out loud, "Golbat, quickly use Confuse Ray again." Golbat, who trusted Alex, immediately used Confuse Ray on Ursaring. Ursaring, who had just fallen to the ground, couldn't avoid Golbat's attack and was hit by Golbat's Confuse Ray. Suddenly he saw the world moving around and was confused about what is going on. He could see two Golbat in front of him. Scyther, who thought he had used agility and focus energy for long enough, flew in the direction of Ursaring. He flew with fast speed and used Wing Attack against the confused Ursaring. Ursaring was distracted by Golbat and saw the Scyther ramming into him a little bit too late. Scyther's Wing Attack hit Ursaring with all his might and fling Ursaring 5 meters away. Ursaring got up quickly and shouted angrily. There was only a slight wound on his stomach. Alex thought, "Well, it looks like this will take longer than I initially expected." Chapter 47. Alex saw Ursaring take hardly any harm and said sternly, "Okay. Scyther, Golbat, in this fight, we would have to give everything to win. So listen to me carefully. Scyther, you use Fury Cutter and go into close combat with Ursaring. Aim at his head. Golbat, you use Wing Attack on his right knee. Attack simultaneously with Scyther." After saying that, he whispered to Ralts and said, "Ralts, use Disable as soon as Ursaring uses Slash." Alex developed this tactic for such a difficult opponent. Scyther fights Ursaring in close combat, so the Ursaring can hardly avoid attacks from both sides, and because Scyther aims at his head, Ursaring will automatically protect his head. With this, Ursaring's right knee will suffer serious damage. Of course, Alex doesn't think that with only this, they can defeat Ursaring. It is for limiting Ursaring's mobility. In order to defeat him, restricting his mobility is phase 1 of his plan. Scyther and Golbat understood Alex accurately and attacked Ursaring at the same time. Scyther attacked from the front and Golbat from the side. Ursaring, who had suffered damage after a long time, got mad and used Slash on the incoming Scyther. Scyther was using Fury Cutter and collided with Ursaring's Slash. Ursaring's Slash was a good deal stronger than Scyther's attack, and it sent Scyther flying. Scyther flew back 3 meters and had a minor injury on his right arm, scythe. Shortly after Ursaring's attack, Ursaring's right knee was hit by Golbat's wing attack. Golbat did not miss this opportunity to attack. Even though Golbat had hit it unprotected, Ursaring's right knee was only slightly injured. That shows what a high amount of defense this Ursaring has. Ralts immediately used Disable, and Ursaring suddenly felt like a weak force was preventing him from using his strongest move. Ursaring suppressed this feeling in a second and again used Slash against Golbat, who wanted to fly away. Alex was surprised that Ursaring can suppress Ralts' Disable. Disable has 100% accuracy. But after thinking about it, he had to say that it made sense. This is the real world and not a game. Ursaring is more than 3 times the level as Ralts, and his move is on the expert rank. Of course, Ralts cannot suppress Ursaring. Golbat tried to dodge Ursaring's attack but wasn't fast enough to outrun his attack range. 1 second before Golbat was about to be hit, Scyther came in front of Golbat and used Fury Cutter to protect Golbat. Alex saw this and became happy. When they are serious, they're a great team. Scyther's attack got stronger than before, but it still wasn't enough to withstand the whole attack and was sent back flighting. After that hit, Scyther's 2 arms were bleeding profusely. Golbat used the time when Ursaring could not defend himself and attacked Ursaring's right knee again. Ursaring's right knee had another minor injury after this attack. Ursaring realized what the 2 Pokémon were trying to do and tried to protect his knee in this fight. But Golbat and Scyther wouldn't let that happen. As soon as Ursaring wants to protect his knee, he was attacked by Scyther, who would aim his head. After 3 minutes of intense fighting, Golbat and Scyther, who are badly injured in a Ursaring that can no longer move his right knee, were on the field. Golbat and Scyther have sustained a great deal of harm to damage Ursaring's mobility. Alex was sure that Golbat and Scyther only have around 20 to 30 HP% left. He is certain that after 2 more hits, they would be defeated by Ursaring. Alex said sincerely, "Good job, Scyther, Golbat." Now step 2. Golbat, use Toxic on this Ursaring quickly. Scyther, you use Focus Energy and Agility, but you keep your distance from Ursaring and do not attack him under any circumstances. Alex's next step is very dangerous. Ursaring's abilities is Guts. As soon as he is poisoned by Golbat, his attack becomes stronger. That was the main reason why Alex wanted to restrict Ursaring's mobility. And why he told Golbat to use Wing Attack and not Sludge Bomb, even though it is his strongest move. Sludge Bomb has the probability of poisoning the opponent. But as long as Ursaring can't hit him and his Pokémon, he doesn't have to worry about Ursaring reinforcing attacks. Golbat used Toxic on the Ursaring, which can barely move, and of course, Golbat hit Ursaring with Toxic. Ursaring noticed what these 2 Pokémon were up to and shouted angrily, "You 2 cowards! Why don't you fight me fair and clean?" Golbat looked arrogantly at Ursaring and said, "Why should I fight an idiot fairly? Just because you can't fight any other way doesn't mean that we must fight you in the same way. We don't need to lower our IQ for you." Scyther said coldly, "The fight wasn't fair? As long as I was on the same level as you, I would have easily beaten you. Don't tell me about fairness." Alex didn't know what this Ursaring was saying, but he doesn't really care what a loser said. Ursaring became desperate that he could no longer harm Golbat and Scyther and used the rest. Alex knew that Ursaring would use this move, and that's why he told Scyther to use Agility and Focus Energy when Ursaring was poisoned. It was not smart of Ursaring to use the rest because he cannot defend himself for 2 to 3 minutes. As long as the move Rest Expert rank reaches it, it can be done within 1.5 to 2 minutes. But Alex thinks that even 1 minute is enough for Scyther and Golbat to defeat Ursaring. Especially Scyther with Focus Energy and Fury Cutter will do serious harm to Ursaring. After Ursaring had used Rest, all of his injuries healed him in a second. And even his poisoned state was healed. After his injuries healed, Ursaring fell asleep. Now, although he is no more poisoned, that doesn't mean he can't get poisoned again. And now Golbat can use Sludge Bomb without any fear. So not only Ursaring was poisoned, again, but the attacks on him became even more intense. Fury Cutter's power keeps on increasing. It can get 4 times the original attack power. Scyther and Galbit cleared the asleep Ursaring in 92 seconds. An unconscious Ursaring lay on the floor. It had many injuries and was bleeding profusely. Alex was surprised that Ursaring had survived so many attacks. Especially since the attack power, DPS, of Scyther is ridiculously strong. He healed Galbit and Ursaring with 2 super potions and used an antidote for Ursaring. Then he caught Ursaring with a pokeball. Scyther had rused and didn't need Alex to heal him. Alex knew that pokeballs can only restrict Pokemon before the elite rank, LV40. Of course, you can also catch an elite Pokemon in a pokeball, but then this Pokemon can always get out of the pokeball if it wants. Elite trainers often use pokeballs for their trusty Pokemon. Chapter 48. Alex and his Pokemon rested under a tree after this fierce battle. Alex suddenly heard how he had received a message from Maria on his TRH, Team Rocket Handy, device. He had only given his details to 2 people. Lars and Maria. Maria, hey Alex, I have to prepare for the rookie tournament, and I need a strong training partner for sparring matches. I wanted to ask if you have the time. Alex, I'm currently in the wild and won't come back to the base within 5 days. If you still have time, we can train together after 5 days. Maria, I can wait, the tournament doesn't start for 20 days. See you in 5 days. Alex, bye-bye. After being separated from Maria a bit, Alex was calmer with her than before. He still had feelings for her, but he can keep his emotions more in control and talk with a rational mind. Alex wanted to let the relationship develop naturally and not come across as too aggressive. Alex also wrote a message to Lars and asked him about in general matters. For Alex, Lars is not a real friend, at most an ally. He only wrote to Lars to get some information and to have one more friend in Team Rocket in the future. Although friendship in Team Rocket is not worth much, it is not a bad thing to have many friends in Team Rocket. Lars shared 3 big pieces of information with Alex. 1. The boss, Giovanni, promoted instructor Lisa and, now she is a Team Rocket executive. She is also in charge of the Pewter City Team Rocket base. 2. The reason instructor Lisa got promoted is that she caught a half-blood legendary Pokemon. Lars doesn't know which legendary Pokemon instructor Lisa captured. 3. Lars has heard that Pokemon Gym leader Brock will fight an Elite Four within a week. The Alliance sends an Elite Four once a year to check whether a gym leader is strong enough to keep his position. And the test of Brock is in a week. Alex was shocked at how much had happened. Especially the news that instructor Lisa caught a half-blood legendary Pokemon surprised him very much. In this world, legendary Pokemon split into 2 groups. Half-blood legendary Pokemon and full-blood legendary Pokemon. The difference between these 2 legendary Pokemon groups is enormous. Half-blood legendary Pokemon are much weaker than the full-blood legendary Pokemon, and you can find them at several places in this world. For example, you can find several half-blood Zapdos Pokemon in this world. Furthermore, although they are rare, it is possible to catch a half-blood legendary Pokemon. As proof, Pyramid King Brandon has captured 3 half-blood legendary Pokemon, Regirock, Registeel, Regice. Of course, even half-blood legendary Pokemon are ridiculously rare and are still persecuted and feared by most trainers. Of the full-blood legendary Pokemon, there is only 1 Pokemon per species in this world. There is only 1 full-blood Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, etc. in this world. But these full-blood legendary Pokemon are ridiculously powerful. Even a weak, full-blood legendary Pokemon, e.g., Zapdos, can destroy an entire small island with 1 attack, and it would be at least as strong as a Pokemon team, 6 main Pokemon, from the Elite Four. In addition, full-blood legendary Pokemon do not age and stay young forever. In this world, no trainer has ever managed to catch a full-blood legendary Pokemon. They are the reason why the word legendary is in their name. There have been many strong trainers in history who have been killed by full-blood legendary Pokemon for trying to catch them. Full-blood legendary Pokemon are gods in this world, and nobody should provoke them in any circumstances. Alex was hardly surprised that instructor Lisa got promoted. she had enough strength to become a Team Rocket executive, and now that she's made such a distinguished contribution to Team Rocket, it was only a matter of time before she got promoted. Alex's rough assessment of the ranks in Team Rocket. Team Rocket Lackey? Team Rocket member LV 15 to 25. Team Rocket Elite member LV 25 to 35. Team Rocket Captain LV 30 to 39. Team Rocket Elite Captain LV 40 to 49. Team Rocket Executive LV 45-. Of course, these level numbers are only average for Team Rocket members and are not always accurate. Some members want to get stronger first and don't care much about their promotion. Such as Alex. Instructor Lisa had an LV 49 alakazam and was already more than strong enough to be promoted. All she had to do was make an exceptional contribution to Team Rocket to get promoted. Alex also knew that Gym Leader Koga, Lieutenant Surge, Sabrina, Blaine, and 3 Beasts Remus, Ernest, and Carmel had at least the same status in Team Rocket as a Team Rocket executive. While Alex isn't sure, it might probably be even higher than a Team Rocket executive. After thinking about the many powerful trainers in Team Rocket, Alex's hunger for strength continues to grow. After 30 minutes, Alex and his Pokemon went further into the forest. Although Alex is not deep in this woods, he is no longer on the edge of the jungle. Alex wants to train his Pokemon in this area to get stronger faster. Although it's relatively dangerous, Alex wasn't scared with Ralts on his shoulder. Ralts can teleport Alex and his Pokemon away in an emergency. After only 15 minutes, Golbat spotted 5 Pokemon that were approaching Alex. 4 Meowth that are between levels 16 to 22 and have normal potential, and 1 Persian who is the leader of this group. Pokemon, Persian. LV, 33. Type, Normal. Abilities, Technician. Gender, Male. Potential, Bronze. Moves, Fake Out, Growl, Scratch, Bite, Taunt, Payday, Feint, Fury Swipes, Screech, Slash. Alex said, Golbat, use Sludge Bomb to defeat these 4 Meowth. Scyther, you are going to use Fury Cutter on this Persian. After saying that, he whispered to Ralts, get ready to use Teleport in case something unexpected happens. Chapter 49. The Persian leader saw that Alex's Pokemon was attacking him and got angry. In this area, nobody dares to attack him except for that monster Ursaring, who hardly takes any damage from his attacks. Although Persian cannot defeat this monster from an Ursaring, he can always run away as soon as he sees him and does not have to fight for his life. That was one of the reasons why he was never afraid of another Pokemon in this area. Persian used Fake Out and hit Scyther before Scyther could do anything. Scyther was hit and took some damage. The Fake Out made Scyther flinched, due to which he suddenly couldn't move for a second. Persian took this chance and used Fury Swipes to inflict serious harm on Scyther. In the meantime, the 4 Meowths fought against Golbat. Though, you can hardly call it a fight. Golbat dodged almost all attacks in the air and used Sludge Bomb to defeat 1 Meowth after another. The 4 Meowth tried to dodge Golbat's attacks, but they could only try. 1 Meowth was even poisoned due to Golbat's Sludge Bomb. Persian wanted to save his subordinates but was stopped by Scyther using the Fury Cutter. Persian tried to avoid Scyther attacks but couldn't dodge it. Persian was injured and suddenly said in Pokemon language, withdraw. After Persian had said this, he and his 4 Meowth ran away. Alex saw how fast this Persian ran and knew that his Pokemon could not catch this Persian. Although Alex can catch the 4 Meowth, it is not worth it to catch 4 weak Pokemon with normal potential. Scyther and Golbat saw that Alex didn't say anything and knew that Alex didn't want to pursue this Persian. Scyther used Roost to heal his minor injuries, and Golbat calmly stood watching everything around him. After 10 minutes, all Pokemon had enough rest. Alex and his Pokemon went ahead. Alex suddenly smelled a strong aroma of honey in the air and thought, Pokemon honey? Nice. If I'm lucky and find a lot of Pokemon honey, then I'll get rich. I should still be careful not to be attacked by a strong Pokemon protecting this honey. Alex said, Scyther, you move in the front of the group, and Golbat will fly over the group to detect aerial attacks earlier. Ralts, get ready to use teleport in case something unexpected happens. Scyther and Golbat listened to Alex and moved into their positions. After Alex distributed the tasks, he and his Pokémon moved in the direction of the rich aroma of the Pokémon honey. After just 3 minutes, Golbat warned Alex that there were 5 Pokémon near the concentrated aroma of the honey. Alex and his Pokémon slowly approached the place where the 5 Pokémon are and saw that all 5 Pokémon were Beedrill. These 5 Beedrill were unexpectedly strong. 4 Beedrill were between levels 23 to 28, and all had bronze potential. Besides, the leader was particularly strong. Pokémon, Beedrill. LV, 31. Type, Bug/Poison. Abilities, Sniper. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Poison Sting, String Shot, Harden, Peck, Twineedle, Rage, Fury Attack, Focus Energy, Poison Jab, Agility, Pin Missile, Outrage, Innate Talent, Drill Run, E. Alex saw these 5 Beedrill approaches a bush that smells like honey and thought, this Beedrill is ridiculously strong. I should catch it. But where is the honey tree? I thought that in this world, only honey trees produce the Pokémon honey. And still, I see that this bush has honey. But how did this bush produce Pokémon honey? That should be impossible. As soon as the 5 Beedrill were only half a meter away from the bush suddenly moved and spread a green powder around the 5 Beedrill. Alex saw this and thought, sleep powder? Wait, is the bush a Pokémon? The 5 Beedrill were also surprised and inhaled too much of the powder and fell asleep. The leader managed to hold out for a few seconds, but he fell asleep anyway. A large Victreebel slowly rose from the ground. It grabbed a bronze Beedrill and put it in his mouth. After just 10 seconds of digestion, he ate the next Beedrill. Alex saw a big Victreebel emerge from this floor and thought, Fu*K. That was way too close. If this Beedrill hadn't spotted this Victreebel before me, it would have been my Pokémon and me in their place. Why didn't I think about the fact that Golbat can't find Pokémon that are underneath the earth? I've almost lost my life for this thoughtlessness. Alex took a good look at the Victreebel. Pokémon, Victreebel. LV, 41. Type, Grass/Poison. Abilities, Chlorophyll. Gender, Female. Potential, Gold. Moves, Vine Whip, Growth, Wrap, Acid, Sleep Powder, E, Poison Powder, Stun Spore, Razor Leaf, Poison Jab, Innate Talent, Solar Beam, E, Innate Talent, Mega Drain, E. Alex saw how strong this Victreebel was and thought, Gold? Mega Drain, Sleep Powder, and Solar Beam on the Expert rank? Level 41? What the F***UK? Why is this ridiculous strong Pokémon not deeper in the forest? I should calm down first and think about whether I have a chance to catch this Victreebel? No, I don't think so. This Victreebel is just too strong for me to catch. Even with good tactics, I would lose the battle 95% of the time and would be eaten by this Pokémon afterward. But, I want this gold Pokémon. It has its 3 strongest moves on the Expert rank, Sleep Powder, Mega Drain, Solar Beam, and has ridiculously good potential, Gold. But I'm too weak right now to be able to catch this Pokémon. I should come back to this place later, as soon as I am strong enough to defeat and catch it, and hope that this Victreebel stays in this place. Okay, what about the Silver Beedrill? It's not bad either. It has Sniper ability, Innate Talent, Drill Run on the Expert rank, and it has Silver potential. Also, his level is relatively high. It's strong enough to become my Pokémon. I can probably save it with Protect and Teleport, but it's not 100% safe to do that. I would only do it if I wanted to catch this Beedrill as my Pokémon. So should I take the risk to catch this Beedrill as my Pokémon? Chapter 50. Victreebel ate the 3rd Beedrill and digested it within a few seconds. Victreebel grabbed the last bronze Beedrill and put it in his big mouth. Alex saw that he doesn't have much time to think about it and thought, I don't have any more time. This is now or never. It is best to catch it now. Alex said quietly, Golbet, use Confused Ray when Victreebel is not careful. Then block Victreebel's first attack with Protect. Scyther, you fly and collect the Pokeball as soon as I catch Beedrill and come back using Quick Attack. Ralts, use Teleport as soon as I give you the signal you. All three Pokemon nodded and waited for Golbet's attack. After just a second, Golbet used Confused Ray and hit the remote Victreebel with it. After Golbet hit Victreebel, Alex threw the Pokeball on top of the sleeping Beedrill and barely hit Beedrill with the Pokeball. Alex saw that he had almost thrown wrong and thought that he should practice throwing more later. Scyther and Golbet flew quickly toward the confused Victreebel. Victreebel stopped being confused only after a few seconds and saw these attackers flying in her direction. She looked at these weak Pokemon with contempt and charged Solar Beam. It was the middle of the day and very sunny. In this weather, it doesn't take long to charge a Solar Beam. Especially not a Solar Beam on the expert rank. Scyther flew in front of the Pokeball and used his teeth to pick up the Pokeball. Alex saw this and thought, Wayo. I only now noticed that my two strongest Pokemon have no hands. Sometimes I really forget the smallest things. Victreebel finished charging and was using Solar Beam on Scyther, who was near him. Golbet saw this and quickly flew in front of Scyther and used Protect to block this attack. A large yellow beam hit Golbet's shield and shattered it in less than a second. Golbet was hit by Victreebel's Solar Beam and suffered severe injuries. Half of his body was covered with blood and opening wounds. Alex would estimate that Golbet only had around 30% HP. Alex was shocked at how much damage Golbet had taken. You have to consider that this attack was weakened by Golbet's Protect and Golbet takes only 1/4 damage from Grass-type moves. And still, Golbet was almost defeated. Alex thought, FCK. This Victreebel is a monster. If Golbet was hit by a different type of move, he would have been torn to pieces by now. Why is she so much stronger than the Ursaring? The main reason is probably that she has gold potential and that she's on the elite rank. I heard that a Pokemon on LV39 is much weaker than an identical Pokemon on LV40. Golbet and Scyther saw how strong this Victreebel is and quickly flew in the direction of Alex. Victreebel was angry that these two weak Pokemon tried to steal his food and charged Solar Beam again. After a few seconds, Golbet and Scyther were in front of Alex and waited for the next order. Alex saw everyone was ready and said, Ralts, use Teleport. After Alex had said that, he and his Pokemon disappeared amid a shining light. Victreebel saw his prey suddenly disappear and scream angrily into the air. Alex and his Pokemon suddenly appear on the tree where Alex and his Pokemon stayed last night. Teleport can only be used if Ralts remembers this place and has already been to this place. Golbet sat down on the floor and said bitterly, I'm really so weak that every elite Pokemon can easily kill me? Fucking Tauros shit. Ralts looked at Golbet and said cheerfully, Brother Golbet, don't be angry. You've only been training for a few weeks. This Victreebel has been in the wild for years and had enough time to get stronger. I'm sure that after a few months, you will be much stronger than this Victreebel. Golbet looked at Ralts's beaming face and had to suppress his face to not smile. Alex saw Golbet repressing a smile and laughed softly in the background. Scyther recognized that too and made fun of Golbet. Oh. Is number 2 too cool to smile? Although I have to admit it was really cool how you were just beaten up by Victreebel. Golbet looked coldly at Scyther and said, Shut up, you bug. Have you forgotten which idiot I had to save because he got too close to Victreebel? Better be thankful that I saved your life, you clown. Golbet and Scyther started insulting each other again. Ralts saw that her brothers were arguing again and said sadly, Why can't you be nice to each other for one time? Golbet and Scyther both immediately stopped arguing as soon as they heard it. Ralts was happy and said excitedly, I'm so glad you listened to me and stopped arguing. By the way, I read in a book that families hug each other after a big fight to feel better. I think we can try that out too. Scyther and Golbet looked at each other and both said, No way. Alex laughed out loud. He hugged Ralts and said with a smile, "Ralts, we're not a conventional family. We don't have to hug after every argument to get along. Gulbit and Scyther, in particular, are too cool to do that. So if you want to hug someone, you always let me know." Ralts looked at Alex happily and said, "Thank you, Dad. You are the best." Scyther and Gulbit had the same annoyed expression on their faces. Alex put a super potion out of his TRH device and healed Gulbit's injuries. Then he thought about training Beedrill as his Pokemon. After 5 minutes of intense thinking, Alex decided against it. Although Beedrill had good potential and has a good Mega Evolution, it is not the type of Pokemon that Alex wants to train. It can only be trained as an assassin and needs many valuable items to increase their potential. Scyther, Gulbit, and Ralts can all still evolve. That makes it easier to increase their potential. Although Alex did not have enough money to buy these valuable items for his Pokemon, he will soon have enough money. The main reason why Alex went to the forest to catch Pokemon is to earn enough money to buy these valuable items for his Pokemon. Chapter 51. 5 days later. In a forest, a young man and his Pokemon are sitting by a fire. That young man was Alex, of course. After 5 intense days of battling in the forest, Alex's Pokemon have become much stronger and more skillful. Pokemon, Gulbit. LV, 31. Type, Poison/Flying. Abilities, Inner Focus. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Absorb, Ultrasonic, Astonish, Bite, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Swift, Haze, Leech Life, Innate Talent, Shadow Ball, TM, Protect, TM, Toxic, TM, Sludge Bomb, TM, Facade, TM, Taunt. Pokemon, Scyther. LV, 30. Type, Bug/Flying. Abilities, Technician. Gender, Male. Potential, Silver. Moves, Leer, Quick Attack, Focus Energy, Double Team, Feint, Fury Cutter, Wing Attack, Agility, Slash, Razor Wind, Innate Talent, Roost, TM, Protect. Pokemon, Ralts. LV, 20. Type, Psychic/Fairy. Abilities, Telepathy. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Move, Growl, Confusion, Double Team, Teleport, Disarming Voice, Lucky Chant, Magical Leaf, Heal Pulse, Innate Talent, Disable. After these 5 days, a lot has happened due to which Alex's Pokemon has gotten stronger very quickly. Especially Ralts got a lot stronger this time. Ralts has gone up by 8 levels and has learned 3 new attacks. In particular, the move Heal Pulse was very useful for Alex. Usually, when Alex wants to catch a Pokemon, he has to defeat it and then heal it, so it doesn't die or take permanent damage. But because Ralts can now heal other Pokemon too, he was able to save a lot of Super Potion and thus save a lot of money. Although Ralts' healing was much worse than a Super Potion, it was good enough so that the captured Pokemon didn't die or take permanent damage. That saved Alex a lot of future expenses. Scyther and Gulbit have leveled up, and each learned a new attack. Although they weren't able to level up as quickly as Ralts, you have to keep in mind that they were on a much higher level than Ralts. After level 30, your leveling up speed gets a lot slower. Alex noticed that after every 10 levels, the leveling pace drops notably. Alex also noticed that although Ralts had reached LV20, it did not evolve in Kirlia. He wasn't sad or worried, but he was rather happy about it. Now he can buy valuable Psychic-type items and wait for Ralts to evolve and try to increase her potential. Of course, the probability of success is very low. To increase the potential of a Pokemon, you have to consider a lot of things. 1. The higher the potential of a Pokemon you want to raise, the harder it is to do it successfully. For example, it is much easier to raise a normal Pokemon's potential than a silver Pokemon. 2. Shortly before a Pokemon evolves, the chance of raising a Pokemon potential increases significantly. 3. Valuable items from strong Pokemon can also considerably increase the chances. But the items must match the Pokemon. For example, if Psychic-type or Fairy-type items are given to Ralts, her chances of success would increase significantly. Even if you pay attention to all of these points, the chance of raising a Pokemon's potential is not very high. After 5 days, not only Alex's Pokemon had gotten stronger, but Alex was also able to catch many valuable Pokemon. Editor, levels are mentioned for only those Pokemon who have above average levels, and are worth more. So even if Caterpie is silver potential, its level is too low to mention in the list. 1 bronze Ursaring, 36 LV. 4 bronze Arbok. 1 silver Caterpie. 6 bronze Caterpie. 7 bronze Pinsir. 3 bronze Kakuna. 5 bronze Metapod. 10 bronze Beedrill. 5 bronze Fearow. 1 silver Beedrill, 31 LV, Sniper. 2 silver Beedrill, 24 and 27 LV, Swarm. Editor, Sniper and Swarm are abilities of Beedrill. 41 bronze Pokemon and 4 silver Pokemon. Alex noticed how rare silver Pokemon are. Although he has a system where he can easily see the potential of each Pokemon, he has only encountered 4 silver Pokemon after 5 days. And of these 4 silver Pokemon, 3 silver Pokemon are from the Pokemon species that have a high birth rate. In the market, such silver Pokemon are worth much less than other silver Pokemon. Of course, the price of a rare silver Pokemon to a silver Beedrill that has a high birth rate wouldn't be comparable. Alex looked at his remaining items after 3 days and was happy that he still had so many items left. Now, 1 Hyper Potion. 5 Pokeball. 3 Antidotes. 14 excellent Bug-type food. 14 Tauros Blood. 2 Moo Moo Milk. 5 Super Potion. 2 Energy Root. 20 Energy Powder. 2 excellent Psychic-type food. 5 days ago. 1 Hyper Potion. 50 Pokeball. 10 Antidotes. 20 excellent Bug-type food. 20 Tauros Blood. 5 Moo Moo Milk. 25 Super Potion. 2 Energy Root. 50 Energy Powder. 5 excellent Psychic-type food. After Alex and his Pokemon had enough rest, he asked Ralts, "Ralts, do you remember where the entrance to this forest is?" Alex has left various markings on trees and can also leave the forest on foot. But because Alex has Ralts, he wanted to save some time. Ralts looked at her father and said, "Yes, Papa. I know where the entrance to this forest is." Alex got happy and said, "Good job, Ralts. Please take us there." Scyther looked at Golbat and said, "Is it just me, or you also think that he is more polite to her than he has ever been to us?" Golbat looked at Scyther and said sternly, "I noticed that too. He doesn't treat me with enough respect." Scyther got angry. "Can you egotistical bat stop talking about yourself for a minute?" Golbat got angry too. "Shut up, you bug. I'm 100 times more important than you, so it's normal that I only think about myself." Alex's happy moment was interrupted again by these 2 idiots. He wondered if these two were really someone who kill Pokemon on a usual basis and not 2 kids pretending to be Pokemon. He said out loud, "Foo*K. Can't you 2 behave like adult Pokemon for 2 seconds, or am I asking for too much from you?" Golbat looked at Alex with an unhappy face and said, "The last time we argued was 3 days ago. Do you always have to exaggerate so unnecessarily?" Scyther also said out loud, "Yeah, that stupid bat is right. You pretend we're doing this all day." Alex thought of something and said sternly, "How old are you?" Scyther and Golbat have an average age of 45 and 60 years if they don't die in battle. Of course, it depends on the Pokemon species. Some Pokemon species live for 100 years, and some Pokemon species only live for a few years. Golbat looked confused at Alex and said, "Why are you asking that?" "I am about 1 year old." Scyther looked at Alex and said, "I think I'm about 1 year old too." Alex knows that Pokemon are considered adults after a few months of their birth and treated like that by other Pokemon. But even if it is like that, Golbat and Scyther are more of teenagers than adults in Alex's mind. Alex thought with a solemn expression, it all makes sense now. Chapter 52. Team Rocket Base, Pewter City. In one room, there was a good-looking lady about 25 years old. She had blonde hair and a devilish figure that every man would enjoy. In front of this young woman sat Lars, Brand, and another man named Nils. The young lady says with a seductive smile, "Oh, the boy sold you an A-talent Pokemon? Beedrill is not an easy Pokemon to catch. They always move in groups. And if you're unlucky, you can get a big swarm of Beedrill to chase after you." Brand smiled neutrally and said, "Yes, Executive Lisa." This young man also said that he had defeated the little swarm on his own. Although I can't guarantee whether he was telling the truth or not, my experience tells me that it was the truth. If you are still looking for a subordinate with good potential, he is a good choice. Lars gave Lisa a fascinated smile and said, "Executive Lisa, I've known Alex for a long time. If you want to know more about him, I can tell you everything I know." Lisa looked at Lars, who was tied up by her charm, and said with a smile, "Oh Lars, my darling, you shouldn't speak if I don't allow you to do so. Got it? Or do I have to punish you again?" It was a trick question. Lars will be going against her words if he speaks again without her permission. And if he doesn't say anything in response, she can punish him for not answering her. Although, everything is fine if he nods to her question. But you have to think with your mind to give a proper response. You can know how much other guy thinks with his brains and understands the situations with these little tricks. Lars was fascinated by Lisa's smile and did not even think for a second. He said instantly, "Oh, I'm sorry, Executive Lisa." Lisa's smile grew wider when she realized that he didn't even notice that she was playing with him. She said with a friendly smile, "Brand, Nils, leave me alone with Lars." Brand, who was already very nervous, was happy to escape this sadistic woman. He walked out of the room with an impassive face. In comparison, Nils was not very happy. He looked with eyes full of jealousy in the direction of Lars and left the room with a sad and a bit frustrated face. After Brand and Nils left the room, Nils said with a sad expression, "Why is it always the weak little boy who is allowed to stay?" Brand looked at Nils as if he is an idiot and said, "Are you serious? Or are you a masochist? Otherwise, why do you want to get into a relationship with Executive Lisa? Even if you're a masochist, you know what she did to her last boyfriend, right?" Nils looked at Brand and said with a sour expression, "That son of a bitch deserved it. How dare he cheat on Lisa when he had such a great person like her as a girlfriend?" Brand looked at Nils with contempt and thought, do these two idiots even think with their brains for a second? How can you love a crazy, sadistic woman? What is wrong with a normal woman? Do you want to die that early? Or you have nothing left to do in your life? Pewter City. A young man with dirty and ragged clothes was walking down a street. This young man had a Ralts on his shoulder and a Scyther next to him. As this young man walked by, he was watched by passers-by with disdainful looks. He looked like a poor unofficial trainer who didn't even have enough money to buy good clothes for himself. Alex ignored these distant looks and continued walking on the street. For him, it is not important what other people think about him. He followed his TRH, which looks like a regular cell phone, which shows the available entrance. The entrance is not always the same. So he has to look at his TRH device whenever he wants to enter the Team Rocket base. Alex suddenly saw someone he knew. He had never met this person personally, but he had seen him too many times in the anime and games. A young black man who has spiky hair and small eyes. This man had expensive clothes on and two beautiful young ladies in each of his hands. A mighty-looking Kabutops following him and was acting as a bodyguard. Alex immediately realized that this man was the gym leader of Pewter City, Brock. Brock in this Pokemon world seems to have more success with women than his counterpart from the anime. Alex thought, fuck. Is that Brock? Why does he have two beautiful girlfriends at once? This Brock seems to be much more popular than the Brock from the anime. But it also makes sense that a gym leader would have no problem with finding beautiful women who want to get into a relationship with him. I wonder how strong his Pokemon are in this world. Pokemon, Kabutops. LV, 52. Type, Rock/Water. Abilities, Swift Swim. Gender, Male. Potential, Gold. Moves, Scratch, Harden, Leer, Absorb, Rock Throw, E, Sand Attack, Rock Slide, Leech Life, Rock Slide, Leech Life, Innate Talent, Seismic Toss, E, Innate Talent, Aqua Jet, E, Innate Talent, Giga Drain, E, Protect, TM, Substitute, TM, Reflect, TM, Dig, TM, Facade, TM, Rain Dance, TM, Psycho Cut, TM. Alex was shocked at how strong Brock's Pokemon was. Especially when you consider that Brock was of a similar age as him. Alex is 16 years old, and Brock looks like he is around 16 to 20, but he had to admit that it made sense for a gym leader to be so strong. Gym leaders are one of the highest trainer positions one can have. Apart from the champion and the Elite Four, no trainer has a higher status than gym leaders. There are high positions other than a trainer in the Alliance that is just as important as gym leaders. But of course, most of the high positions are assigned to the older generation's trainers. And they don't need to be active trainers. Brock looked briefly at Alex, who was walking past him. After he passed Alex, he continued talking to the two beautiful women at his side. Alex immediately noticed that Brock had observed him to see if he could pose a threat to him. He noticed that this Brock, even though he was young, had gained a lot of valuable experience. After 10 minutes, he was standing in front of a small shop with a closed sign. He went in without knocking and saw a young man sitting on a chair in an almost empty room. Alex looked at the young man in silence and showed the young man his TRH device with his profile. He also gave the young man an energy powder. The young man turned and said softly, "Zatu." Alex and his Pokemon disappeared from this room. Chapter 53. Alex entered the Team Rocket Mission Center. He went to a worker who was in charge of the captured Pokemon and said, "I have caught a lot of Pokemon with good potential. Get me Brand." The worker saw that Alex had a commanding aura and immediately went to Mr. Brand. He doesn't dare to confront such an important person. Brand saw Alex and said with a smile, "Ah, Alex, how are you? Have you caught rare Pokemon again?" Alex noticed that Brand was treating him a lot nicer than before and was a bit confused. Why is he suddenly so friendly? Does he know that I have caught so many valuable Pokemon and want to build a long-term relationship? Has Brand shadowed me? No, Brand alone is not strong enough to track me. I already know that the Brand's strongest Pokemon is only at LV 36. He is not strong enough to avoid Golbat's perception. He needs at least one elite Pokemon that can perceive sound waves to be able to follow me undetected. Alex said with a fake smile, "Hey Brand, I'm great. I was lucky this time around and caught a lot of valuable Pokemon. By the way, is it true that Executive Lisa caught a half-blood legendary Pokemon? I heard that it was a Lugia." Brand heard Alex and understood that he wanted to receive information from him. He said with a smile, "Yes, it's true. Executive Lisa managed to catch a young Lugia. But let's talk about the Pokemon you have caught." Ordinarily, Brand would never give any free information to an outsider, but because they'll soon have the same boss, it's beneficial to build a good relationship with Alex. Plus, the info isn't hard to get if Alex really wants to know. Brand and Alex walked into the Brand's office and sat down opposite each other at a chair. Brand looked at Alex expectantly and said, "And, what did you catch this time?" Alex said without any emotions, 41 bronze Pokemon and 4 silver Pokemon. 1 bronze Ursaring, 36 LV. 4 bronze Arbok. 1 silver Caterpie. 6 bronze Caterpie. 7 bronze Pinsir. 3 bronze Kakuna. 5 bronze Metapod. 10 bronze Beedrill. 5 bronze Fearow. 1 silver bead reel, 31 LV, sniper. 2 silver bead reel, 24 and 27 LV, swarm. Brand was completely shocked. It is not possible to determine the talent, potential, of a Pokemon in the wild, so it is hard to catch so many rare Pokemon in such a short time. Alex's last visit was no more than 13 days ago. He knew that Alex had caught these Pokemon within that time. This discovery shocked him completely. He thought, what a monster. Executive Lisa will be happy to have such a talented person as subordinate and reward me for this good recommendation. Both men negotiated the prices of all Pokemon for 1 hour. Alex was satisfied with the result. 120,000 TR points for 2 silver Beedrill, 24 and 27 LV, Swarm, and 1 silver Caterpie. 150,000 TR points for 1 silver Beedrill, 31 LV, Sniper. 123,000 TR points for 41 bronze Pokemon. Alex now has 393,050 TR points in his account. He suddenly got ridiculously rich in a short time. But Alex knew that this wealth was nothing compared to what a strong elite trainer like Lisa can earn. Brand looked at Alex with respect and said, "Alex, I'm a subordinate of Executive Lisa, and I was ordered to bring you to her immediately when I meet you. Can you please follow me?" Alex was momentarily confused and thought, Executive Lisa? What does this crazy bitch want from me? I really don't want to meet her. Fuck! I can't refuse an order from the person who is responsible for this base. What do I do now? Can I do anything else other than meet this person? Running away and hiding seems like a bad option. Not to mention she hasn't done anything to me yet. It would be foolish to run away. Okay, let's go there first and see what she wants. Alex agreed with Brand and waited for Brand's next action. Brand took out his TRH device and wrote something with it for several seconds. Then Alex and Brand went to Lisa's office, which is located in the Team Rocket Mission Center. It didn't take long until Alex and Brand were standing in front of Lisa's office and knocked lightly on the door. Alex heard come in and saw the door being opened by his friend Lars. Lars was wearing a Team Rocket Elite member uniform and had scratches on his face. It looked like a cat scratched his face. Alex was a bit surprised that Lars had such a close relationship with Lisa. He thought that Lars's chance with Lisa would be almost 0%. Brand and Alex went into the large and decorated room. This room was very nice, but not what Alex thought Lisa's office would look like. He was thinking more in the direction of S&M. But after he remembered that this was only her office and not her private room, he realized that it was logical that her office would look normal. Alex suddenly notices that Lisa's shadow was a Pokemon. He could see the info about the Pokemon as soon as he saw Lisa's shadow. Pokemon, Mismagius. LV, 48. Type, Ghost. Abilities, Levitate. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Moves, Growl, Psywave, Spite, Astonish, Confuse Ray, E, Mean Look, Psybeam, Innate Talent, Phantom Force, E, TM, Psychic, E, TM, Shadow Ball, E, TM, Taunt, TM, Protect, TM, Toxic, TM, Calm Mind, E. Lisa looked at Alex with a smile and said, Brand, Lars, can you be good guys and leave the two of us alone? Alex suddenly felt a panic that he had never thought was possible. He was a bit afraid to be locked in a room with this beautiful woman alone. Chapter 54. Lisa said with a flirtatious expression, Ah, Alex, my darling. I heard that you caught a lot of valuable Pokemon in very little time. I'm really impressed with your talent. Alex thought, why is she praising me? She knows that I have no interest in her and is still flirting with me. FCK, I hate this sadistic B*TCH. He said with an impassive face, Thank you very much for your praise, Executive Lisa. Can I do something for you? Lisa was expecting this kind of answer. She said with a smile, As you must have heard, I only recently became an executive, and now I need a lot of talented people who can help me. I think that you have outstanding talent and are an optimal subordinate for me. Alex said, Executive Lisa, do you mean that I should be your direct subordinate? Lisa smiled and said, Yes, that's exactly what I mean, my darling. But don't worry, I won't treat you poorly. As my direct subordinate, there are many advantages to be enjoyed. Alex got goosebumps and thought, direct subordinate of a sadistic woman? FCKKKK. Why me? Why am I so unlucky to exchange Pokemon with a direct subordinate of her? No wonder that Brand was acting so friendly. The worst thing is that I'm too weak to refuse this request. As soon as I have her pissed off, I'm dead. She has 100 ways to kill me. FCK, why I am so weak? Alex tried to put a fake smile on his face and said, Of course I will take this position. I am happy to be a direct subordinate of such a talented person. Lisa said, Oh, I know that you don't want to be my subordinate. You don't have to lie just because you're too scared of me. You can speak your real opinion. I can promise you that I won't get angry no matter what you say. But before you answer, don't you want to know the benefits you can get as my direct subordinate? Alex looked at her and thought for several seconds. He then said, What advantages are you talking about, Executive Lisa? And which position do you want to give me? Lisa smiled and said, Oh, I like direct boys. The position is very high. As my direct subordinate, you just have to listen to me. Of course, the boss, Giovanni, can also command you if necessary. You also get to have my precious one's items easily, such as the blood of a half-blood legendary Pokemon. Alex knew how hard it is to get good half-blood legendary Pokemon blood in the black market. Although half-blood legendary Pokemon have good potential, they are not necessarily stronger than other Pokemon. There are many young half-blood legendary Pokemon that are weaker than Alex's Golbat and cannot produce very useful objects, scales, blood, etc. The stronger the Pokemon is and the better the potential is, the better the items of this Pokemon are. You can buy valuable items from half-blood legendaries in the Team Rocket shop, but that has two primary disadvantages. 1. You don't know how strong the LV of the half-blood legendary Pokemon is when you buy the items. Most of the time, the items are sold by weak half-blood legendary Pokemon. 2. It's pretty expensive. Especially if you want to know how strong the half-blood legendary Pokemon is from whom you buy the items. Alex thought for a moment and asked, So you are saying that I can buy the blood and a scale of your Lugia? That sounds great, Executive Lisa. But I don't know if I can afford it. Besides, I don't know how helpful it would be for me. Lisa knew that Alex had enough money and just wanted to know how strong her half-blood legendary Pokemon is. She didn't say anything and called Lugia out from her Pokeball. Alex suddenly saw a 3-meter-tall white Lugia appear in front of him in this big office. This Lugia was very composed. It was giving Alex pressure by just standing in front of him. Alex knew that this Lugia is very young and will be much larger. Legendary Pokemon grow much slower than normal Pokemon. Pokemon, Lugia, Half-Blood. LD, 41. Type, Psychic/Flying. Abilities, Pressure. Gender, Female. Potential, Shallow Diamond. Moves, Weather Ball, Whirlwind, Gust, Dragon Rush, Extrasensory, Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, Aeroblast, Perfect Talent, Ice Beam, E, Perfect Talent, Roost, E. E/N, Perfect Talent is just a better version of innate talent. Alex suddenly heard a voice in his head. System, Hidden Quest, meet a half-blood legendary Pokemon successful. Reward, slight improvement in potential. Then potential is displayed more precisely like Shallow Bronze, Bronze, Deep Bronze. Shallow Silver, Silver, Deep Silver. Shallow Gold, Gold, Deep Gold. Shallow Diamond, Diamond, Deep Diamond. Alex thought, FCK, I can upgrade the system too? Why does nobody tell me about this system? And why is this upgrade not very helpful? Is this even an upgrade at all? I should calm down first. After all, it is not entirely useless. I can now determine the potential of Pokemon more precisely. Lisa thinks Alex is shocked by her Lugia and smiled satisfyingly. Then she took Lugia's Pokeball and called Lugia back. Alex noticed that he hadn't said anything and suddenly smiled. Executive Lisa, what a strong Lugia. It would be an honor to be able to buy Lugia items from this one, but I have one last question. What exactly would be my orders that I have to complete for you if I agree? Lisa understood Alex's concern and said, don't worry, I'm a nice boss. You should just become my right hand and do things I can't do myself. Alex was stunned by the fact that she offered him such a high position. Although Alex had good strength, weak Team Rocket captain, he was not strong enough for such a position. To become the right hand of an executive you should at least have elite strength. He asked, why me? With an astonished expression. Lisa smiled and said, due to your potential. You are getting strong insanely fast. I am sure that you can become an elite trainer within 6 months, and I don't have to worry that you are a spy from another executive. Think of this as an investment. Alex thought, 6 months? She underestimates me quite a lot. My luck is pretty good for being underrated by my boss. So at least I don't have to worry that she thinks I will get stronger faster than her. I probably won't get stronger than her as long as I can't get any valuable items from her. She has a half-blood legendary Pokemon that has shallow diamond potential. That is a ridiculous trump card. No matter how I see it, the pros are higher than the cons. Alex looked at Lisa and said, should I call you boss now? Chapter 55. Lisa saw that Alex agreed and said with a smile, good, you can call me boss from now on. I only have one job for you now. That is to become an elite trainer in 6 months. If you do not manage to become an elite trainer within 6 months, I am looking for another, more talented person for me to become the right-hand man. I don't need a second-class trainer as the right-hand man. Alex suppressed the smile and said, yes, boss. 6 months was an absurd amount of time for Alex to become an elite trainer. He wasn't worried that he couldn't do this job. Normal or even talented trainers would say that this task is difficult. But for Alex, who is very rich and has talented Pokemon, this task is very easy. Lisa looked at Alex's confidence and said, I'm glad I have such a competent subordinate. Okay. Here, take this. She took out a card and a belt and placed them on the table in front of Alex. Alex immediately recognized that these items were for official Alliance members. The Alliance ID card and the Alliance Pokemon belt are only worn by official Alliance trainers and are a status symbol. Alex wasn't surprised that a Team Rocket executive can easily register new trainers. For example, an arena leader can easily make a trainer an official member of the Alliance. He would be surprised if he could become an elite Alliance member. There are 3 broad categories for trainers at the Alliance. Unofficial Alliance members. Official Alliance members. Elite Alliance members. Elite Alliance members are the heart of the Alliance. E.g., Gym Trainer, Elite 4, Chairman of the Alliance, etc. Of course, some elite members have more rights than others. For instance, the person with the most political power in the region is the champion of the region. Alex took the belt and the Alliance ID card. Alliance ID card had his name Alex Stark written on it and also had his photo, which he doesn't know from where did they find it. He said, thank you, boss. Also, I wanted to ask if you could sell me 3 liters of Lugia blood and a large Lugia scale filled with Lugia's psychic power. Lisa smiled and said, no problem. Only 150,000, and I'll sell you both items. Alex knew that it was 3 times the price and said, boss, even though your Lugia is better than the half-blood legendary Pokemon in the black market, it doesn't mean that he's worth 3 times as much. Lisa stopped smiling and said, then why don't you go to the black market and buy the items there? You know that half-blood legendary Pokemon only regenerate their valuable parts very slowly, and when they regenerate, they are in a weakened state for a while. The fact that I'm even selling you some of my Lugia's valuable items shows what a generous boss I am. Alex knew what she said made sense. More than money, it is the opportunity to buy items that is more valuable. Not to mention, he is not low on money and can always earn more. Money was never the priority. So he agreed. He didn't want to bother with his new boss for a bit of money. He knows that greed is not a good trait to show to his new boss, who has his life in her hands. Lisa saw this and said, "By the way, I'm going to promote you to the team. Rocket Captain. And if you can become an elite trainer within 6 months, I'll promote you to a Team Rocket Elite Captain and my right-hand man." Alex was surprised that she is already making him a Team Rocket Captain and said, "Thank you so much, boss. I will give it my best to meet your expectations." He knew that he was a little too weak to be a Team Rocket Captain already. In Team Rocket, the rank usually tells you how strong a Team Rocket member is. Of course, there are Team Rocket members who are more powerful than Team Rocket Captains, but such a case is very rare and only right for a short time, like Alex, who is a Team Rocket member but has the same strength as a weak Team Rocket Captain. Alex's rough assessment of the ranks in Team Rocket. Team Rocket Lackey. Team Rocket member LV 15 to 25. Team Rocket Elite member LV 25 to 35. Team Rocket Captain LV 30 to 45. Team Rocket Elite Captain LV 40 to 50. Team Rocket Executive LV 45? Lisa smiled and said, "Good. You are a smart person. Well, I would be able to send you the items to your room in 1 hour. I think we have nothing more to talk about now. By the way, tell Lars, who is waiting for the door, that he should come inside." Alex bowed to her and left the room. He walked out of the room and let out a relieved breath. It went a lot better than he thought. Alex saw Lars waiting in front of the door and looking at him with a jealous look. After seeing that look, he knew that Lars was 100% a masochist. Lars asked, "What did you do in this room for so long?" Alex thought that time he invested in their friendship was wasted. All because Lars is a masochistic idiot. Alex looked at Lars like an idiot and said, "Not what you think. By the way, the boss said that she wants to see you." Lars wanted to ask Alex what he meant by boss. But as soon as he heard that Lisa wanted to see him, he ignored Alex and went towards Lisa's room. As he left, he gave Alex another arrogant look and entered the room. Although Alex doesn't want to do anything with Lisa, it doesn't mean that he has to be insulted by a third-rate trainer like Lars, even if it's out of jealousy. He'd like to show Lars where his place is when he's not his new boss' favorite toy. Alex isn't sure how Lisa would react if he damaged her favorite toy right now, and he doesn't want to test it. Although, it would be a different case if he isn't her favorite toy anymore. Not to mention it won't take too long to become an elite trainer and her right-hand man. Alex suddenly saw Brand standing nearby and watching the whole scene. He looked at Brand and said, "Are you also a person like Lars?" Brand, who wanted to ask Alex the same question, suddenly smiled and said, "No. And I suppose you're not that kind of person either if you are asking such a question." Alex smiled too and said, "I think we'll be good friends. By the way, I'm Executive Lisa's new subordinate. Though I think you expected that, looking at how friendly you were behaving with me earlier." Brand and Alex talked to each other for 10 minutes and exchanged their TRH device number. After this talk, he walks in the direction of his room. Chapter 56. After 1 hour, in Alex's room. Alex opened the box he just got from Lisa's subordinate. This box contained 3 liters of Lugia blood and a large Lugia scale filled with Lugia's psychic power. In addition to that, 5 Team Rocket Captain uniforms. Alex was very pleased with the purchase of these valuable items. He looked forward to Golbat and Ralts' evolution so that he can improve their potential. Scyther needs steel from a half-blood legendary Pokemon to improve his potential. Alex's first choice would be steel from Registeel. Although there are many legendary Pokemon that have a steel type, it is better to get steel from a pure steel-type Pokemon than steel from other half-blood legendary Pokemon. Of course, he's not really picky about from which half-blood legendary steel-type Pokemon he can get steel. Alex would be happy to get steel from any strong, at least has LV 40 and good potential, steel-type half-blood legendary Pokemon. Alex took out all of his Pokemon and looked at their info for the first time after the system upgrade. Pokemon, Golbat. LV, 31. Type, Poison/Flying. Abilities, Inner Focus. Gender, Male. Potential, Deep Silver. Moves, Absorb, Ultrasonic, Astonish, Bite, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Swift, Haze, Leech Life, Innate Talent, Shadow Ball, TM, Protect, TM, Toxic, TM, Sludge Bomb, TM, Facade, TM, Taunt. Pokemon, Scyther. LV, 30. Type, Bug/Flying. Abilities, Technician. Gender, Male. Potential, Deep Silver. Moves, Leer, Quick Attack, Focus Energy, Double Team, Feint, Fury Cutter, Wing Attack, Agility, Slash, Razor Wind, Innate Talent, Roost, TM, Protect. Pokemon, Ralts. LV, 20. Type, Psychic/Fairy. Abilities, Telepathy. Gender, Female. Potential, Deep Silver. Move, Growl, Confusion, Double Team, Teleport, Disarming Voice, Lucky Chant, Magical Leaf, Heal Pulse, Innate Talent, Disable. Alex saw that all of his Pokemon have Deep Silver potential and suppressed his wish to scream out of joy. He was worried that some of his Pokemon only had shallow silver potential, and it would be difficult for him to get them to gold potential. He was particularly impressed with Ralts' potential. One has to consider that Ralts has one more evolution form than Golbat and Scyther and can improve her potential one time more. Alex suddenly heard how he got a message on his TRH device and took his TRH device out of the pocket. Maria, are you here at the base? You said you would come back today. Alex, yes, I just got back. We can start training now if you want. Maria, okay, I just rented a private training room for us. The room number is TR16, come ASAP. Alex, I'll get there in a minute. Maria, okay. Alex was looking forward to showing Maria that her last victory was only due to luck and had nothing to do with skill. Although he has feelings for Maria, he also has his pride as a trainer. He felt that his first defeat was quite unfortunate and would not happen again. Alex left his room and went to the public training grounds. Private rooms are there at the public training ground. After 5 minutes, Alex stood in front of the private training room number 16 and rang the doorbell. Alex saw the camera in front of the door activate and thought, is the camera there to protect the trainers while they are training their Pokemon? Team Rocket is quite a well-established criminal organization. After half a minute, Maria opened the door whom Alex hadn't seen for 2 weeks. As soon as he saw her, he realized how much he had missed her. Maria looked at Alex, who was wearing a Team Rocket captain uniform, and was shocked. She did not expect that a trainer, whom she had defeated just 2 weeks ago, would stand in front of her in a Team Rocket captain uniform. Alex saw her shock and said with a smile, "Long time no see, Maria." Maria recovered from her surprise and said, "Unbelievable. After only 2 weeks, you are already a captain. How did you manage that?" Alex smiled and said, "I impressed a Team Rocket executive and got promoted straight away. Before that, can I come in?" Maria noticed that she was blocking the entrance and moved away for Alex to enter. Inside there, Alex saw the large Arbok and a small Sandshrew with an intense look. Pokemon, Arbok. LV, 28. Type, Poison. Abilities, Intimidate. Gender, Female. Potential, Shallow Gold. Move, Poison Sting, Wrap, Leer, Acid, Bite, Haze, Glare, Poison Jab, Innate Talent, Headbutt, Innate Talent, Iron Tail, Innate Talent, Rock Slide, TM, Protect, TM, Sludge Bomb, TM, Toxic, TM, Mega Drain, TM, Facade. Pokemon, Sandshrew. LV, 20. Type, Ground. Abilities, Sandveil. Gender, Female. Potential, Silver. Moves: Defense Curl, Scratch, Poison Sting, Sand Attack, Swift. Fury Swipes, Dig, Innate Talent, Facade, TM, Protect, TM, Headbutt. Alex had to say that Maria's Arbok exceeded his expectations slightly. Arbok, who has not been trained in the wild, is only 3 levels lower than Golbat. It shows what an abnormal talent Arbok has. Alex noticed that the difference between Deep Silver and Shallow Gold is higher than he expected. For example, the difference in talent is smaller between a Shallow Gold Pokemon and a Gold Pokemon than the difference between a Shallow Gold Pokemon and a Deep Silver Pokemon. Alex pulled out all of his Pokemon and said with a smile, "How about Arbok vs Golbat rematch?" Golbat, who came out of his Pokeball, saw Arbok and immediately recognized who it was. He remembered his first and the only defeat in his life. He is deliberately ignoring his loss against Scyther and looked at Arbok furiously. He wanted to wash away his only shame in life. Pokemon's potential: Shallow Normal, Normal, Deep Normal. Shallow Bronze, Bronze, Deep Bronze. Shallow Silver, Silver, Deep Silver. Shallow Gold, Gold, Deep Gold. Shallow Diamond, Diamond, Deep Diamond. Chapter 57. Golbat and Arbok stood across each other with a distance of 10 meters in a relatively big Pokemon battlefield. Alex and Maria got ready for the rematch. Alex counted down, 3, 2, 1, let's start. Maria had learned from her last fight and said, Arbok, use Glare. Alex knew that Maria would try that and said at the same time, Golbat, use Taunt. Both Pokemon tried to use their moves as quickly as possible. Golbat was a bit faster and used Taunt before Arbok could use Glare. Golbat won because he practiced this move a bit, in contrast to Arbok, who used this move only a few times. Arbok noticed that she suddenly couldn't use that move and looked angrily in the direction of Golbat. Alex saw that Golbat was faster and said, Golbat, fly above Arbok and use Confuse Ray. The private training room was over 10 meters high and could also be used to train flying-type Pokemon. Golbat had no problem flying several meters over Arbok. Maria responded and said winningly, Arbok, let's end this fight with Rock Slide. For her, it doesn't matter what Alex tries to do. Her Arbok has the Rock Slide on expert rank and does not need to be afraid of Golbat. With this mighty move, she doesn't think she will lose. Arbok tried to avoid Golbat's Confuse Ray but was still hit by the yellow ball and saw the world twice. Even though Arbok was muddled, she used Rock Slide on Golbat, who was just flying over him. Alex said, Golbat, you know the plan. Golbat heard Alex and quickly dodged the stones falling down on him from above and flew to the ceiling of the room. Rock Slide is a move that is difficult for flying Pokemon to dodge, but this move is not without any flaws. As long as you are at the height from where the stones are generating, you cannot be hit by Rock Slide. Because if there is no space for the rocks to form above him, how will it contact him and deal any damage? After his last defeat, Alex thought for a long time whether there was really nothing else he could do. After much thought, he came up with this strategy. As long as there is no free space above Golbat, the move Rock Slide is totally useless against flying-type Pokemon. Alex doesn't know whether he is the first trainer to come up with this strategy or not, he doubts that, but that doesn't really matter to him. Golbat, who had no free space above him, could not be hit by Rock Slide and dodged the attack effortlessly. Arbok, who was under Golbat, suddenly noticed that the stones were raining on her. And because she was still confused, she saw twice as many rocks and was unable to avoid the attack. She was even hit in the head many times and suffered critical damage from her own attack. Maria was shocked by how Arbok was gravely injured by her own move and questioned her talent as a trainer. Golbat and Arbok were roughly equal in strength now. And under normal circumstances, it will be a close match. Golbat has the higher LV, and Arbok has a super effective move against Golbat. But Alex, with the help of his tactics, made Arbok's strongest attack useless and turned it against the Arbok herself. Maria thought about what she can do and realized that all other ranged moves the Arbok can use are almost useless against Golbat. Arbok has to force Golbat into close combat in order to have a chance of victory, but that was impossible because Golbat prevented her from doing that from his first move. Although Arbok can jump 10 meters in the air without a problem, she would become a target for Golbat's attacks. And Golbat can easily dodge her attacks and advance. Golbat, who is now faster than Arbok, can easily evade such attacks. Maria acknowledged that she can't think of anything. And the way the fight was going on, Arbok would lose. That gave her self-confidence as a trainer a big blow. Her Arbok, who has better talent and a super effective move against Golbat, had lost without even injuring Golbat even once. Maria noticed that only to train in power and not to develop any tactics for her Pokémon was a big mistake. She got lazy after the win against Alex and was overtaken after only 2 weeks. She thought because her Arbok has S talent, Gold, Golbat would never be stronger than Arbok in his life. Maria realized that talent is not everything. You also have to work, or else Arbok's talent is a waste. While Maria was thinking about it, she watched Arbok try to defeat Golbat herself. But no matter what Arbok did, she could hardly harm Golbat. She used Sludge Bomb, Poison Sting, and Acid to do a little harm. In contrast to Arbok, Golbat had a good ranged move to harm Arbok, Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball, on the expert rank, has a devastating power that can knock Arbok out of action after just a few hits. Arbok, who was bleeding all over her body, knew that she couldn't win this fight. But she still kept on fighting. As long as her trainer didn't tell her that she lost, she believed she could still win, just like last time. Maria saw how Arbok was suffering more and more damage and said with an unwilling face, "We give up." Hearing that her trainer had given up the fight, the expression of unwillingness and anger appeared upon Arbok's face. Maria saw Arbok's face and didn't know what to say. Golbat heard Maria give up and flew in the direction of Alex with a happy expression. Alex hugged Golbat and said, "What did I tell you? We are the strongest." Normally, Golbat would flee from Alex's embrace and look at him with a disdainful look. But this time, he celebrated his victory with Alex. This victory was very important for Golbat. This victory showed that with hard work, he and his trainer can achieve anything. Golbat, who was happy about his victory, was filled with strange energy inside his body. Suddenly Golbat's whole body started glowing. Alex immediately knew what was happening. Golbat was evolving. Chapter 58. Alex saw that Golbat was starting to evolve and took out the 3 liters of Lugia blood that he had bought from Lisa. He put the Lugia blood in front of Golbat and told Golbat that he should drink it immediately. Golbat smelled the seductive smell of blood, and without hesitation, began to drink it. Golbat drank all the blood within a few seconds. Alex noticed that Golbat's glowing got brighter when he drank the blood and thought that the high cost of buying Lugia's blood from Lisa was worth it. Golbat was shining brighter and slowly began to change his shape. After 20 seconds, Golbat stopped shining and showed the world his new body as Crobat. Crobat was now a little bigger than Alex and could be used as a flying mount. Alex immediately looked at Crobat's info. Pokemon, Crobat. LV, 32. Type, Poison/Flying. Abilities, Inner Focus. Gender, Male. Potential, Shallow Gold. Moves, Absorb, Supersonic, Astonish, Bite, Wing Attack, Confuse Ray, Swift, Haze, Leech Life, Innate Talent, Shadow Ball, E, Innate Talent, Fly, Innate Talent, Cross Poison, TM, Protect, TM, Toxic, TM, Sludge Bomb, TM, Facade, TM, Taunt. Alex noticed that Crobat successfully improved his potential and that he even got 2 new innate talent moves. Fly is a move that Alex wanted to buy anyway and train it on the expert rank. Getting this strong move as an innate talent move is like winning the lottery for Alex. Getting Cross Poison as an innate talent move isn't optimal for Alex. He was not sure whether to be happy or not. Crobat already has a good poison move, Sludge Bomb, which is actually a better move than Cross Poison. It does more damage, can poison enemies more efficiently, and is a ranged attack. But Cross Poison has two main advantages over Sludge Bomb. 1. It's an innate talent move and can be mastered quicker than Sludge Bomb. 2. Cross Poison is a physical move and works better with Crobat's strengths. Crobat, SP-ATK 70/Attack 90. Alex thought about it for a long time and came to the decision to train Cross Poison instead of Sludge Bomb. Although Alex can have Crobat train in both moves, it is very inefficient and relatively unnecessary. Crobat has many moves that should be given more priority to train instead of a second Poison-type move. Alex saw Crobat showing off in front of Scyther and Ralts. He went in the direction of Maria, who was talking to her Arbok. Maria saw Alex walking in her direction and stopped talking to Arbok. Alex said with an arrogant expression, "What do you think of my tactics? Sometimes I wonder if am I a genius or what?" She said, "Alex. Sorry, I'm not in a good mood right now. I still can't believe how easily Arbok and I lost. Even though it was actually my fault that Arbok lost so easily." Alex stopped the nonsense when he saw Maria question her talent as a trainer. He could understand this feeling of Maria. After his defeat against Maria, his self-confidence as a trainer also suffered a severe blow, and his mood was irritating for several days. He knows that Maria is actually a good trainer and that she only looks mediocre in front of Alex. She got Arbok to level 28 within 2 weeks with only indoor training and has caught another Pokemon with good potential. Although her Arbok has gold potential, it doesn't mean that every trainer can level up her Arbok as quickly as her. Alex said with a smile, "Everyone loses. As long as you understand why you have lost, you can easily improve. It's often been said that you learn more from losing than you do from winning. A well-known wise man once said, opportunity often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat." Maria looked at Alex and said, "Just because you've won once, you don't get to teach me now." Which wise man said that? Although it sounds good, I've never heard this quote before. Alex lied with an arrogant expression, "Of course, I am the wise man. Who but I can convey such wisdom?" Maria suppressed her laugh and said, And here I thought he was really a wise man. But I have to say, this quote is pretty good. I have a feeling you can be a good writer." Alex smiled and said, "Did you finally recognize my talent?" Maria and Alex started chuckling. They talked to each other for a while and started training their Pokemon together. Maria was still a little pissed off that she lost the fight, but she now feels better than before. After Alex and Maria had trained together for 3 hours, Alex went back to his room. In these 3 hours, Alex and Maria's other Pokemon also fought against each other. Scyther vs Arbok. Ralts vs Sandshrew. The Scyther vs Arbok match was relatively an easy win for Maria's Arbok. Scyther, who takes 4 times damage from rock-type moves, couldn't go into close combat against Arbok and had to fly at the ceiling like Golbat to avoid Rock Slide. The problem is that Scyther has a terrible SP-ATK of 55 and can only use the move Razor Wind as a ranged attack. Being forced into ranged combat as a melee fighter shows how heavily Arbok had countered Scyther. In contrast, with the Sludge Bomb, Arbok had a clean opportunity to poison and harm Scyther. Scyther, who had roost on the expert rank, could delay the fight a bit and inflicted a little more damage on Arbok. But it wasn't enough for victory. The poison damages him more and more, and he couldn't do enough damage to Arbok per attack to win. Now Alex has to think of tactics for the scenario in which Scyther can't get into melee combat and has to win a ranged battle. And for how to shorten the distance in such cases. The Ralts vs Sandshrew match was more exciting than the other fights since both Pokemon had an equal chance to win. Sandshrew only had to hit Ralts a couple of times with Dig to win and had a lot better base stats than Ralts, who is still a baby Pokemon. Ralts was able to dodge Sandshrew attacks with Double Team and Teleport and reduce Sandshrew attack power with Growl. Also, Ralts' disarming voice was able to damage Sandshrew when she used Dig. And used Magical Leaf when Sandshrew wanted to go into close combat. E/N, disarming voice does not work against Dig in Pokemon game. But realistically, that shouldn't be the case since sound travels faster in the ground than air. So going underground doesn't mean Sandshrew can't hear the disarming voice. So we have changed that fact. If both Pokemon had the same base stats, this fight would have been very easy for Ralts. But because Ralts' base stats are so bad, the battle became exciting again. Fortunately, Sandshrew had a bad SP def and couldn't take many attacks from Ralts. After an exciting fight, Ralts won this fight with a magical leaf attack that hit Sandshrew on the head and defeated her with a critical hit. Ralts herself was bleeding badly and would have been defeated after another attack by Sandshrew if she had not defeated Sandshrew with her last move. Alex even wanted to stop the fight in between because he was afraid that this fight would be too bloody for a Pokemon that was born not too long ago. But Ralts, who had a determined expression, made Alex change his decision. Chapter 59. After training with Maria, Alex went to the Team Rocket Shop Center. At the Team Rocket Shop Center, you can not only buy Pokemon but also exchange Team Rocket points for Pokedollars. Earning money is the prerequisite for Alex's next plan, which is already a success since now he has a lot of TR points. So he went into the direction of the Team Rocket Shop. After 15 minutes, Alex left the Team Rocket Shop with 200,000 Pokedollars. One Team Rocket point is worth 1 Pokedollar. Normally you have to pay a 5% commission on the money you are exchanging. But because Alex is a Team Rocket captain, he doesn't have to pay this 5%. Alex wasn't afraid of withdrawing so much money at once because nobody would be so stupid to attack a Team Rocket captain for so little money. Team Rocket captain are prominent members of Team Rocket. If such a member does not respond, an elite team of Team Rocket member is usually called in to investigate why this Team Rocket captain is missing. Alex then leaves the Team Rocket base and makes his way to the black market of Pewter City. Every big city has a black market that is ignored by the Alliance with a half-open eye. Alex doesn't know why the Alliance ignores the existence of the black market, but he doesn't want to know either. If strength is not enough, then knowing too much can be deadly. The Pewter City black market is controlled by two criminal organizations: Team Rocket and the Hunter Guild. Of course, there are also smaller organizations that have little influence in Pewter City. But Team Rocket and the Hunter Guild are the big players in Pewter City. The Hunter Guild is an organization that buys and sells Pokemon. This organization has many members who catch Pokemon for the Hunter Guild and have a partnership with Team Rocket and other small criminal organizations. Team Rocket is the most powerful criminal organization in this world and has a share of control in almost every black market in Kanto and Johto. Compared to Team Rocket, the Hunter Guild is less influential in the whole world, but is very strong in Kanto and has a share of control in many black markets in Kanto with Team Rocket. Also, with a good relationship with Team Rocket, the Hunter Guild is the second largest criminal organization in Kanto and should not be underestimated. Of course, there are also many stalls with Pokemon trainers who sell cheaper Pokemon here in the black market than Team Rocket or the Hunter Guild. But although these Pokemon are often sold at a lower price in the stalls, most people still buy Pokemon from Team Rocket or the Hunter Guild. The reason why people prefer to buy the expensive Pokemon from Team Rocket or the Hunter Guild is that the Pokemon sold from the Pokemon trainer is often the Pokemon whose potential you cannot determine. In this world, only the potential machine can determine the potential of a Pokemon. With silver or higher potential, you can also find it out by seeing if a Pokemon can use a move that it normally cannot learn. But unfortunately, this machine has a 10% error rate, where it cannot determine the potential of Pokemon. You can also repeat the test with the same Pokemon, but you would have to use 10 times the resources for the potential machine to be able to repeat the test. So that repeating the test costs 10 times as much, and the original price of 500 Pokedollars is already ridiculously high for ordinary trainers. Almost no trainer wants to pay more than a bronze Pokemon for a repeated improved talent test. These Pokemon are often sold at the stands and therefore are very unpopular. Most trainers do not want to play the lottery with their Pokemon choices and prefer to buy Pokemon, so they already know what talent they have. The reason why Alex was going to the black market is that he has found a sure way to earn money here and to see if a suitable Pokemon can be found here. Alex has the feeling that his team lacks a tank that can absorb the damage for the team. That's why he wanted to go to the black market and see if he could buy a suitable Pokemon for his team. He also has to buy a Ditto to change his identity at will and to work for his plan to make safe money. Of course, the main reason he found a good way to make money safely is because of Ditto. Alex thought about how he can make money and came up with a brilliant idea. The plan has 5 steps. 1. You buy Ditto and make sure it listens to you. 2. You prepare 3 different suits. Team Rocket member uniform, Team Rocket Elite member uniform and Team Rocket Captain uniform. 3. Swap your face and clothes while you Pokemon buy all the silver Pokemon that are sold too low by their trainers. For example, a silver Pokemon is sold for the price of a bronze Pokemon. 4. Go to the Hunter Guild and Team Rocket in the black market and sell 3 silver Pokemon in a Team Rocket Captain uniform, 2 silver Pokemon with an Elite member uniform, and 1 silver Pokemon with a uniform. Also, wait 1 day and change your face between the uniforms. If everything goes according to plan, you can sell 12 silver Pokemon relatively safely within 3 days. 5. With silver Pokemon, this organization almost always wants to have its potential tested, unless it is sold by a member of their organization like Alex and Team Rocket. If the Hunter Guild or Team Rocket wants to test the talent of the Pokemon and the normal test has failed, buy the repeated improved test that costs 10 times as much from the potential machine and then sell the silver Pokemon. Also, say you've seen these Pokemon in the wild how it used a move that it usually couldn't learn, so you can explain why you were willing to pay such a high price for a Pokemon where you don't know the talent. Alex came up with this plan after thinking about it for a long time to earn money easily and safely. He uses the system advantages to get rich with relative safety. He's not stupid enough to sell Pokemon where nobody knows the talent in Team Rocket without changing his identity. If he just sells Pokemon in a Team Rocket, Lisa will quickly find out about it and ask questions that he cannot answer. Where did Alex suddenly get 12 silver Pokemon that were all silver after a repeated improved test? Lisa would probably get very curious how Alex knows that these Pokemon are silver Pokemon, and if she finds out with a little thought that Alex has the ability to identify Pokemon talent, Alex will be allowed to spend his life in a luxury prison. Probably she would overwhelm Alex with beautiful women and delicious food, make Alex happy so that he does not commit suicide, so that he can continue to find out the talent of Pokemon for her, but Alex does not want to have such a life. He doesn't want to lose his freedom for luxury. Chapter 60. Pewter City, Black Market. At the entrance of the Pewter City Black Market, a young man wearing a Team Rocket Captain uniform was standing with a Crobat in front of 2 guards. One of the guards wore the Team Rocket Elite member uniform, and the other guard wore the Hunter Guild uniform. Looking at these guards, you can know which criminal organization controls this black market. The young man was quickly led in by 2 guards. Ordinarily, the guards force weak Pokemon trainers to pay money to enter, but these guards did not dare to ask a person of a higher rank than theirs for payment. That would be suicidal. The young man who was just allowed into the black market was obviously Alex. Alex and Crobat were confidently walking in the black market and checking out the stalls of other Pokemon trainers. After 10 minutes, he found a trainer who was selling 3 Ditto. Ditto is one of the Pokemon that is very useful even if they have lower potential and are therefore also more expensive than normal Pokemon who have the same potential. And the fact that they are relatively difficult to find in the wilderness only increases their price. Alex was not surprised that this trainer was selling his Ditto here and not at Team Rocket or the Hunter Guide. Ditto can be worth a lot even without knowing the potential and can be sold here for more money than at Team Rocket or the Hunter Guide. A man around 40 years with a baby face and a large scar on his right cheek was sitting on a folding chair next to 3 glass cages where you can see 3 Ditto. When Alex got closer to the man, he noticed a LV-45 silver Jengar hiding in the man's shadow. Alex was not very surprised that a person who was selling 3 relatively rare Pokemon openly here was an elite trainer. When he went, he also looked at the info of the 3 Ditto. 2 Ditto only had normal potential and were not up to Alex's standard. But 3rd Ditto surprised Alex very much. Pokemon, Ditto. LV, 23. Type, normal. Abilities, imposter, hidden ability. Gender, genderless. Potential, shallow silver. Move, innate talent, transform. This Ditto not only has shallow silver potential but also has a strong imposter ability. This Ditto has enough talent to be trained to fight. Imposter allows Ditto to immediately become a Pokemon that it can see and give the opponent no chance to attack before it can transform during the battle. The problem with training a Ditto is that when copying a Pokemon, the level, potential, and Pokemon's moves mastery cannot be replicated. For example, if Ditto transforms into Crobat and uses Shadow Ball, it cannot use Shadow Ball with the power or speed of the expert level that Crobat can. Although when it transforms into a Pokemon, it will copy their stats and ability too. But its HP will depend on its own LV. If the opponent is a Mega Evolved form, then it will transform into the Mega Evolved form too, even without the Mega Stone. Using Ditto in a battle of Pokemon would be considered a joke in this world because no arena leader or Elite Four has ever used a Ditto to fight. But Alex doesn't believe that Ditto is really as useless in battle as the whole world thinks. Alex thinks that Ditto has high potential, which can be unlocked with the right training. He went to the man and said, "Hello, how much for this Ditto?" The guy looked at Alex's young face and said, 50,000 Poke Dollars, and you can take one with you. Alex knew that the price was ridiculously high and said coldly, "Don't confuse me with a rookie and say a fair price, or else there is no more need of this conversation." The man looked at Alex and knew that Alex won't be fooled, and said, "I'm the only one here who sells Ditto, so you can save yourself some time looking elsewhere. 25,000 Poke Dollars is my last offer, take it or go." Alex paid the 25,000 Poke Dollars and then took the glass cage with Ditto. Then he went wordlessly with Crobat in the direction of a quiet place to be able to talk to Ditto alone. After 3 minutes, Alex found a relatively quiet place and put a glass cage with Ditto on the floor. Alex looked at Ditto, who was sitting quietly in its cage the whole time. He said, "Hello Ditto, I'm Alex, the trainer who bought you. I can imagine that you are not very happy with being sold without having a say in it, but I hope that you will give me and my family a chance to become your friends." Ditto looked thoughtfully at Alex and shook its head after a few seconds. Ditto does not trust the words of any human being since it was captured. Alex saw that Ditto was open to the idea. Only that it didn't trust Alex and therefore refused. He took Ralts out of her Pokeball and asked, "Ralts, can you tell our new friend how I treat you and the other Pokemon?" Ralts heard Alex's request and nodded to Alex. She walked towards Ditto with a cute smile. Ralts is a Pokemon that can capture the emotions of humans and Pokemon. And that's why her words are very credible. Alex looked calmly at how Ralts was talking to Ditto and said to Crobat, "It's unbelievable how easy it is to conquer Pokemon now." After a few seconds of reflection, he said with a stern expression, "Wait, only you gave me so many problems when conquering. I sometimes ask myself whether another rookie trainer would be able to conquer you within 7 days. Well, there is a higher probability of you killing your trainer before he can conquer you." Crobat looked confused at Alex and said, "Yes, and what's the problem with that? Only the best trainer is allowed to use a perfect Pokemon like me. And all other trainers who have dared to overestimate their skills lose their lives." Alex smiled and said, "Am I imagining it, or are you becoming more and more arrogant? By the way, what do you mean by other trainers? That sounds like you have experience regarding it." Crobat looked at Alex and said with a smile, "I was given 4 times to Team Rocket rookie trainers as their trial Pokemon. And the first 3 times, I killed the incapable people who tried to be my trainer." Alex looked at Crobat and said with a helpless face, "I wonder why doesn't this surprise me?" That's the end of this tale for now. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on part 3. Peace.